Hello! Welcome! It's Wednesday. It is Wednesday, friends. Hope everybody's doing well. Wednesday is normally Dungeons and Dragons Day. It's normally the day where we get together with our buddies Tom, Michaela, Kristen, and Josh, and we play all kinds of different games. We play Lancer. We play regular Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. That's what regular is. He's regular. We play. What other games do we play? We play Blades in the Dark once in a while. We haven't gotten a stream for that, but yeah, we play all kinds of different games at the table. But we were unable to get together fully today, so we decided to call it off. But in its place, this is probably too far and close into my face, isn't it? In its place, I will be playing Ironsworn, a solo RPG, a solo tabletop RPG that's more of a journal-keeping game. I think that's the best way I would describe it. It is a journal-keeping writing prompter. Is very much what it is, but it works and functions much like a tabletop RPG and gives you that same feeling, and it is identified as a solo RPG game, and it's free. Ironsworn is free. You can buy it on the website. The link will be in the YouTube video as always, but let me get my shout out thing over here. Yeah, it's made by a guy named Sean Tompkin, who's a very good writer of games. It is based off the Apocalypse system. It is super duper fun. You can pick it up here. I'll put this in Twitch chat if I can't. Come on, don't highlight everything. Yeah, I'll put it over in. I'll put it in all the chats. It doesn't matter. Did it go? Yep, there you go. It's free. It's free. It has a Delve supplement, which is an expansion that lets you go into dungeons, which is super cool, and it doesn't cost a lot of money, and you can pick that up on itch.io or a bunch of different places. Drive-Thru RPG has it. It's super cheap. It's like $12. 12 for maybe 15. I don't know. It might have gone up, but it's not much. It's not much money. So totally worth it. Really good game. Can't believe it's free. Check it out. And that's what we'll be playing tonight. The music that you are listening to now, the good jams in the intro and the jams you will be listening to throughout this session is danheimmusic.com. You go check out that YouTube. He's making dark Nordic Viking inspired music from the Copenhagen-based Danish producer Mike Olsen. Go check him out. He's super awesome. YouTube, again, will have links in the description, and I'm going to put this over in the chat so that you can check out that website as well. Both great stuff. Great game, good music, very, very cool stuff. But yeah, we were going to play some Ironsworn, which should be a pretty good time. Normally I play a session on Fridays with a character by the name of Boss Bleat. He is he's my rogue boy. He's a bit of a intellectual, kind of a fuck up. And we normally just follow him through his trips and falls of his poor life. But we're going to be following some different characters this time. I am playing multiple characters in this world, and it actually really brings it to life. If you're doing any kind of solo game, and if you play Ironsworn, I highly suggest make a couple of characters. Follow some different stories. You'll fill out your world. You'll see on my world map here, I've got a lot of really cool locations. I have a lot of stuff that has been illustrated already. I've already got like a north and south section here. Plenty of characters being created. If you play in multiple games, or just when you sit down, it's kind of fun just to roll a die and see who you're going to play that afternoon, or whatever, even if you're going to play it for just a little bit. And it's a really great way to expand the world. I have enjoyed it, but we're going to play some of two of my characters. Everything is good in threes. I would suggest just 3 if you do. If you want to do more, go for it. I feel like some would fall through the cracks, but 3 has been really rewarding for me. I'm just going to confirm that everything looks good on the stream. Yep, cool. It is going. My mic works. Everything looks good. Cool. So, yeah. We're going to step into, hopefully both characters. Hopefully I'll have time to just do a little bit on both characters. I think it'll be fun. We're not going to do any Boss Bleat. I'm going to save that for Friday, for Friday's game. Let that story advance on a scheduled time. And it's Ironsworn. Hey Pig, how's it going, man? I was just sort of explaining for the VOD that we won't be looking at Boss Bleat this time around. We're gonna be looking at some off-stream characters. We're gonna save Boss for Friday, and we're gonna look at two of my characters that I've been playing off-stream to expand the world, which should be really fun. And thank you for joining me. I appreciate that. So yeah, we're going to dip into some of that, which should be a dang good time. Yeah, I think that's everything I have for an intro about all that jazz. Let me get a sip of water here, and we're just gonna go in media res, step into where these characters last left off. I'll give a small intro. But I think we see a scene. We see Boss Bleat and we see Kataka. We see them making it to Blackstone Fen. Our camera kind of opens where I don't even think it. I think we just get that last scene. It doesn't even open, and we just see that last scene of them making it to Blackstone Fen, of them escaping the Grey Crag, and the dangers of the wilds of the Havens. And we see them going into that village, being accepted in after that long and difficult journey. And as they're, getting hands on the shoulders situation, the camera would rise up and start just soaring into, it would just keep rising up and up and up and up until it hits the clouds and it starts soaring over the vast lands of the Ironlands. And we would see it start to shift down, and we would see it break the cloud line again, and below would just be this vast, wide forest that we would know to be the Ironwood. We played outside of it in with Boss Bleat for a while, as the town they were from was just outside of it, but we never entered it. So we would see this vast, endless forest that completely dominates the landscape below. It's just dark and like you can see the greens in bits, but some parts just almost go down to a pitch black. It's such a deep, depthless forest, endless depths kind of situation, and our camera would just curl down into over here. We would see it kind of like move through. It would pass over this large bog that spans most of the that sort of cuts a large section of wound out in the forest, and we would see that the woods there haven't grown all the way through, but we would pass straight over it and over what probably looks like a couple of settlements deep down in the woods, but we only get some like smoke coming from them, not a lot of details because of how thick the canopy is. And we would come down towards what looks like a hill, a series of hills, surrounded by a blackened briar patch, and the briars themselves look like they almost have purple flames coming off of them. It definitely looks like corruption, it looks evil, but at its very center looks to be a series of hills, tucked neatly together, and upon them are these stacked stone pillars. These pillars of stacked stones, rather. And we would also see what looks like stone hovel buildings, very similar to, I think, the what are they? The little buildings that Luke Skywalker was chilling in the new Star Wars movies, those stone hovels that are on the island. We would see some of those on there, except it's not an island, but they're sort of attached to the hill, these stone hovel. And we would see what looks like a circle. We would see individuals, like a circle of people. We would see an elderly woman, a woman of probably middle aged, a little higher in the middle age, probably a 50-something, and then we would see an 80-something woman, and they have staves, and they're wearing these gray flowing robes with what look like silver inlays in, but there are more people. There are a bunch of very young children, mostly probably like 13 and under, and all younger to teenage boys around them, and they all definitely look similar features. Like, this looks like a family, but there's about eight or so boys. No fathers in sight, no grandfathers in sight. They aren't here, but we would also see another person in this gaggle family, a daughter, an eldest daughter, and we would recognize this as our character right up here, Ida Kiru. there would be only one, and they're essentially in a like a ritual circle. They are at the very top of the tallest hill. They're in a ritual circle. They're probably holding hands kind of situation, and they're chanting, and there is a storm or something brewing overhead. What an interesting place. Here's to hoping that Edda doesn't fall under the stream curse. Yeah, I hope. Here's the thing, Pig. She already did. And I'll explain a little bit of what happened to Edda. Just a very brief thing as to what happened before she even got on the stream curse. She got the stream curse. Poor girl. So she's locked hands with and she also looks similar to these people, and you can presume that this is her family. And there's at least about, I would say 10, 11 people. There's 8 boys. There's her mother, and her grandmother. So total of 11. They're all locked hands at the very peak of this hill. These stones are sort of all around them. There seems to be like wind moving around them. We can see sort of arcane magics kind of circling, like there's a static of electricity arcing in different places. We can see that these individuals are powerful. Their eyes are all rolled back, looking white. Even the younglings, like there's the youngest boy there is probably 6 or 7, getting around there, and they're also a part of the circle. Eyes are glossed over white, and there's a chanting situation going on. We would see one other individual, or would we? We probably wouldn't see them, not by the narrative that we would have, but there is another individual here who we'll get to later, a companion of Edda, and they have a character portrait all the way over. But we are going to come in media res to the situation that's happening right now. But before I do that, I think a little bit of backstory is required here. Ikram is a talented individual, a gifted individual from a very gifted family of arcanists. Magic in our Ironsworn is rare, if not mythical. So this situation that we're looking at with these wizards is very, like, they're probably some of the only ones in all of probably all of southern I think it's bold enough to say all of Southern Ironlands. Like, there are not many who have been gifted, and this entire family has this power. Ikram comes from a family from the Broken Hills who have committed themselves to purging it from a great darkness that has, for the last 3 generations, ripped and pierced away at the hills, which is a very holy place. Her family is committed to Broken Hills. They have been, like I said, for 3 generations, and she's lived her whole life training to protect this place. But she has reached a point in her age, a coming of age effectively, that she has been tasked to leave the nest and deal with a more pressing issue. Ikram has a destiny. Her destiny is to stop the war between Firstborn and men, Ironsworn. They are, or men, sorry, not Ironsworn, Ironlanders. Edda and her family are of Ironlander blood. They came here 3 generations ago when they first stopped here, and this is where the family went first. They're also a family of divination people. They can see the future. That's ambitious. It's extremely ambitious. She has been called forth to be the one, and her family, as well versed in scrying and divination, have effectively seen what she has seen, in that this is her destiny. She is meant to stop the war between Firstborn and elves, which is an ever-constant threat that grows on her character. It's already at 2 menace, and we'll eventually get to 10, and that is our background vow. She has succeeded a little bit. We started off seeing her as she left Broken Hills and made her way to Ravencliff, a place where there was a current conflict, a war going on between elves and men. Elves are a class of Firstborn. The problem goes across all other Firstborn, Varu and giants. That there is war spanning this country, or a tension spanning this country that could easily break out into a full-out war, and she's meant to prevent it. but she went to Ravencliff to deal with what was the closest conflict to her home, the first one that she would face, and she did so quite heroically. She first encountered the human camp, where I was able to reason with them enough. Discovered that their warlord was pushing, their war chief was pushing for war and was a big problem, but had just recently been captured by the elves. She made her way over to the elf camp, actually fucking negotiated the war chief back and convinced the war chief to give up the war. She made a friend out of this war chief and is now somebody who travels with her and is that character all the way up there. She brought peace to Ravencliff, sort of proving her destiny to herself, that she was really meant to do this. So we're dealing with Edda here, we're dealing with the specialist snowflake of them all, okay? Edda is a super snowflake, and I love her for it. And she has recently, though, faced some strife after realizing that her next mission, Speech 100, pretty much, she has Speech 100. She brought peace to a warring city by herself, effectively. People just love her. But she got a new vision from her family, sent from her grandmother, the mistress divinator, and it was a new conflict that Edda was meant to stop. There are apparently going to be, in the near future, great raids upon the islands of the Barrier Islands, upon a series of islands known as the Greyfields, and many Firstborn will be slaughtered, and it will incite rage in other Firstborn across the land against Ironlanders, and could be a spark that lights the flame that is the war. So she needs to head towards the coast as soon as possible. She needs to get to a town called Thornhold, which she has been informed of in this vision as well, to start her journey to try and end these raids, to cut it off at the head. And unfortunately, she's going to have to do so violently when she gets to that point, because that has also been foreseen, that there's not going to be a peaceful way out of this. So her current quest is to find the flagship of the Ironlander Raiders and kill their leader and fucking just destroy this ship. Like, she's going full Duke Nukem. She's gonna take them out. This is a take them out mission. That peace is not an option. So she needs to find the raiders, destroy the raiding fleet effectively, and stop that from happening. And I rolled a dangerous on that quest, so we'll see how that goes. It feels like it should be bigger, but I rolled a dangerous, so that's what we're gonna do. But on her way there, she was stopped by the Bleakford Bog, a great wound that severs a part of the ironwood, and she was unable to pass through, as two ent-like creatures who protect the place, brothers, told her that if she were to pass through, she would surely die, as the forest itself has been waking up over the last 3 generations with the blood of man coming and them smelling it out, and it just being too dangerous, and she was unable to gain passage across Bleakford Bog, which caused her an immense amount of stress as she saw visions of the further visions of the barrier reefs, or the barrier islands, being just destroyed, like her mission falling apart, like failing to stop thousands of, or hundreds, probably hundreds of Firstborn from being slaughtered by this raiding fleet. So she got defeated at Bleakford Bog pretty bad. So she had to turn around. She had only one choice. She turned around and headed for the Broken Hills. On the way there, she met with some giant villagers that did not allow her passage. It was a brief stint. Just thought it was worth mentioning. And she came back home to the Broken Hills, and upon doing so, found her family in a bit of disarray. The briars, the dark briars, the darkness that her family's been keeping away in the Broken Hills for so long has grown a lot of control in her absence. Her younger brothers have not yet grown to age to have the strength to replace her. In her family, females have more magical ability, and more innate magical ability. The males have to learn it. The females get it as a talent. So sorcerers versus wizards, if you play D&D 5e. So the boys have to study, the girls get it as an innate talent. And in her absence, with just her grandmother and her mother there as the primary casters, they have had difficulty of late. The darkness has grown and changed in the Broken Hills in her short absence, and it is actually a benefit that she has been forced to return. Her grandmother, seeing her return, knowing that is happening, has prepared for this moment and has started to ready the ritual. Upon walking back into this, Ida, obviously needing the counsel and help of her family after facing such a detriment as being unable to pass the bog, and feels as though she might not be able to stop the Viking raid itself from sparking the war. She needs their help, she needs their counsel, their guidance, and their comfort, so she obviously does not want anything bad to happen to this place. So she has agreed to help her family, swearing a new vow to seal away, to basically add another layer of foundation to the wards that keep her home safe from the darkness that surrounds it and constantly tries to eat at it. So lots of exposition for Idakiru, a whole lot. She's been doing a lot. You're probably going to get a lot for the other guy once we get to my third character. But we're going to do a little bit of Ida, and then we're going to shift over to my last character, Ikram, and we'll kind of do a half and half, which should be fun. So we're going to pick up pretty much right before the ritual. Ida has just gotten done talking to her grandmother about what it is that she needs to do. She has probably been informed that their knowledge of this darkness is very limited. They don't know how the evil of the Briars has changed. It's very much always been a mystery. Even in the 3 generations their family has been here, the Briars have always just been this darkness that has grown, that has threatened to cover the land, but they have kept it sort of pinned here by being a source of light for it to try and consume. That it just can't. It's too big of a meal. So how it's currently changed, we don't know. It might not have. If we defeat this ritual, if we beat this scene challenge I've sort of set up, nothing might have changed. It might just have been a situation where in Ida's absence, they weren't strong enough to put down a brand new ward for their home, to keep it safe for yet another year kind of situation. They probably have to refresh those every year, a new ward to keep the area safe. And it's just a good thing that she kind of got a setback. It is a blessing in disguise that she's here. But if I succeed, it was just my absence. If I fail, something has changed, and we're gonna have to deal with the Briar in a bigger way. Yeah, fingers crossed. Before she even steps up to begin the ritual, she probably meets with her grandmother. I say, "Grandmother, listen, I want to help, but I feel like our misunderstanding of the Briars in the way that may have shifted, they may have changed. I think I just need to do a little bit of meditating, a little bit of study on what's going on." She said, "Oh, Ida, of course. I have tried to concentrate on what it is. Your mother and I are far past our prime, and you're just reaching yours. I believe it would be a very good idea for you to study the darkness, see maybe how it's manipulated, understand it. You've been gone for a week or so now, so you've lived with it your whole life. You never know how it'll change. It shifts as the winds." "Yes, grandmother, yes. I will be ready in maybe an hour or so." Says, Of course. Does your friend want some tea?" And I think we would see, because we're inside the hut, we would see Nin, who used to be named Mora, the half-elf warlord of the Ironlanders over in Ravencliff that I've turned to good. She's on her redemption arc. Is my companion, who I actually have an asset for, which I love. She protects me on the road. She's my buddy. She's my shieldkin. And she's kind of committed to me to sort of redeem herself in trying to make war happen. She's trying to do the opposite. But she's she's a little rough around the edges. And I think we'd see Nin just sitting there. And Nin's kind of she's a bit of a grizzled warrior type. Like, she's seen a lot. She's used to hiding her half-elven nature, and she's very bitter about it and still dealing with her family issues. And a little weirded out by me being so close to my family, because I don't think as a half-elf she really knew, like, whether her parents were together, or if they were, it would have been taboo. She probably didn't grow up in a great family life, which is probably a lot to do with her issues. And she's been kind of, like, distant to this whole situation. I did try to make a compel move to get her to help me last time I played this, to be like, hey, protect us during the ritual. And she kind of was like, oh, only if you are going to protect me back. I don't know what the darkness is here. I've heard rumors of wizards in the north, and you must be them, and I don't want to get myself into something that's going to get me killed. I've had my fair share of magic. And she just probably pointed her ears, and say, I know to stay well away from it. And we were unable to convince her to help us in this scenario, but she will sit idly by. I was unable to convince my family to devote magic to protecting her. I think that was the situation. She said, nah, I'm good, Edda, I'll stay here. And yeah, I think when she's offered tea, she'll say, yes, I will. I'll definitely take a cup of tea. Hot, please. 2 sugars. And she's got like an exact like situation that she wants. I'd like some tea. Hell yeah, dude. That sounds good. Yeah, Nin would totally take tea. When I was, oh, of course, dearie, of course. This is, she would see the, like, grandmother sees the pointed ears and wants to like inquire kind of the situation. It's probably like, oh, Edda, you've made a friend. This is so nice. And I'll say, yes, grandmother. It's I contemplate saying whether or not she's a warlord. I never keep anything from my family. I say, this is ex-warlord of the Ravencliff, Nin, one of my dear friends. This is, friend now. After we resolve that situation. And Nin's just kind of sitting there, just like, and grandma's like, oh, warlord. That's nice. Good to know you're not doing that anymore. And grandma's just like, everything's chill. She's been around since the boats landed in Ironsworn. She's the oldest generation. Grandma's like 98 or something. She was a little girl kind of situation when she landed. And it's just like, your grandmother is so nice. Yeah, she's great. My whole family's really great. Alright, well, I guess I'll just have some tea then. Such a sweet grandma. Yeah, fucking Grandma Kiru is the best. we love Grandma Kiru. That's a last name, Ida Kiru. But yeah, I think Edda would leave Nin to her family. They're gonna get ready to prepare the ritual soon after they get Nin some tea. And Edda's gonna kind of meditate outside, kind of search the area, kind of look and try to understand how the Briars may have changed in her absence. They are alive in a way. She had to fight through them originally to get out of here, so they may have taken note of her absence and could be using that to their advantage. Some new creature may have been called to them to bolster the darkness. Like, I want to kind of get an idea of what I'm going to have to do in the ritual effectively, and hopefully succeed and get some momentum so that I can help my ritual along. So we're gonna make our first move of Edda Kiru, and I think we will switch over to my other boy around 8:30. That way we get like an hour or so with him, which will be fun. And yeah, we're gonna gather information. So we would see Edda outside. She's on the hills. It's completely surrounded by this darkness. God, I didn't even really detail how we got in here. I think I did. Oh no, I did. I used my light. I remember. She has a light staff. She uses literal burning, searing light, very Gandalf style, like Gandalf the White, just burning light. That is Edda's magic. I think. Oh, she needs to straight up use some asset stuff. All right, so I'm max 6. I think she's gonna gather information first, and then I'm gonna try to gather some light energy with Lightbearer. I think that would be awesome. I could definitely use Lightbearer, because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to apply that to the ritual. I might have to. So actually, my assets might make this ritual real easy. The first thing is we're gonna try to gather information. We're gonna try to figure out what's going on how the situation has changed, what information we can get to possibly aid us. Okay. All right. We can do it. Okay, that's not bad. The information complicates your quest or introduces a new danger. This is kind of what we wanted. Because it's interesting. So we take a momentum up to 6. And we are, yeah, I gotta figure out what it is. I feel like I want to ask the Oracle, and if I don't like it, I think I might have something, maybe. So what the new danger is? I could use the move, reveal a danger. So that's reveal a danger alternative, or reveal a danger normal. I feel like alternative is the one. Let's see if reveal a danger gives us a really cool thing or not. If it doesn't, we'll go for our classic like theme in action. You face the consequences of an earlier choice or approach. I feel like there's a way to spin this. I don't know if it needs to be my consequences. I think... Oh, no! It is my consequences. We face the consequences of an earlier choice or approach. What did her brothers did? What did her brothers do? Her brothers could be something, because her brothers are young and they're probably mischievous. I'm definitely thinking the brothers from Brave, but more of them. And that is very much, if you can think anything of Ida Kiru, she's the brave girl. I forget what her name is. That's her. That's the situation we're dealing with. She's got the big hair, and she's a little more happy-go-lucky than the girl from Brave. But I'm wondering if the consequences of an earlier choice or approach were her leaving, and that our suspicions are confirmed, that the darkness has definitely intelligently further confirming what many generations of my family have assumed, that it has a mind of its own. I think we already knew that. That's not super big news, but this is acute, which makes it very scary, because it literally knew I left, and it took that opportunity to try and destroy my family, to try and go all in and consume this place, which means that the evil here is extra bad, not good. I feel like this will be my next background vow to ultimately deal with this evil, but right now we need to do a ritual to further the ward so my family can continue their work in containing this darkness. But yeah, I think realizing its intelligence, I think we would see Ida approach the edge of the wards of her family, these stacked stone, small little towers that go up probably 10 or so feet, of these slabs of stone that have been stacked one after another, each one representing a new ward all the way back to the first years of my family. There would be a total of about 90 stones stacked on each, since it's been about 90 years, about 3 generations of time. And we would see each stone is a different ward that is sealed, and there's a tower, probably about a dozen or so towers all the way around the Broken Hills. She would reach the edge of one and put her hand across some of the old stones. The ones within hand's reach are definitely from 70 years ago kind of thing. They're pretty old, all the way to the bottom, the first stones. As she would reach the edge, we would see the briars, and they definitely look like a briar patch. They look like just vines, dark vines with spikes all over them, and they're all just shifting and turning. And there's almost like a perpetual purplish flame coming off them. And as she would approach, they would shudder back at my arrival and hiss, almost frustrated and upset that I'm still here, like a wild animal seeing that something has come to disturb its meal. And we would approach and we would see it react in this way. And as she puts her hand on the stone, I think she would speak to it. says, "You know I'm here. You know me. You're much more than we ever thought. We had presumed, but you're alive. Very alive, more than alive. You can think. You know." And I put my staff forward, and it's very much that situation. And I'm always going to reference Lord of the Rings because it's my favorite fucking the best movies ever. Two Towers, when Gandalf puts his staff in front, like he's in the hall of Eodeth, and Edoras. I'm wrong, Edoras. In front of Theoden, and it's a situation of I told you to take the wizard's staff, and I think it's that thoom, like you shall not pass kind of situation. I think it's definitely Two Towers where he reveals the staff, and it's that boom kind of situation of, oh fuck, the staff, and we would see it just like go back, because the staff has been handed down. It can only be wielded ever by the female in the family that has the most, that is at the prime. It is a thing that gets handed down. It was my grandmother's, it was my great grandmother's, it was my mother's, and now it is mine. And this staff, I think, is the source of my family's power in a lot of ways, and as long as it's being wielded by one of our family, we all have the power. The staff is probably an artifact from the old world that gives I gotta get like a name for the staff. God damn it. I didn't think about it. I have to pause before I even do the situation because I'm building lore and I need to actually like put it in writing. This staff is like, it's ancient. It is for sure an artifact. I just need a name for it. I can like build on it a little bit later, but I can just give it a name and something. I don't know what kind of name it has. If it's an elf name, a giant's name, or maybe a location name could be cool. Here's quick settlement name. I think we could probably see if we can use one of them. New River. River wouldn't work. Sword Cairn. No, these don't work. I feel like it's got to be like one of these names. Giant Varu Troll Ironlander. Let's just roll a 1d5 going from top to bottom. 3, it's gonna get a giant name. Jaren. I don't know about Jaren. One more. 2 band. I don't like giant. I feel like elf names make the best. I'm choosing elf. I feel like elf names make... Let me just look at some of these. None of these are... Yeah, elf names will always make the best magic items. I feel like that's just always going to be the case. I don't know, this don't sound like light. Yeah, it doesn't sound like light. I feel like it's got to be an elf name. Gezira. I almost like Gezira. We got to give it like a name. Gezira the Dawnbringer. I know Dawnbringer is really popular in a lot of stuff, but I love the thing is Gezira the Dawnbringer. Artifact. Staff. Yeah, this thing is huge. Source of power for the... how do I spell my last name? Kerihu. Kerihu. Kiru family of arcanists. I'll just say wizards. I don't need to be fancy with it. Wizards. Passed down to the next of kin female who has reached their prime. Cool. I just want to make sure I got in there. So yeah, Gezira the Lightbringer, and I put it in front, and I think the way Gezira looks, Gezira looks like like an old gnarled wooden branch, effectively broken off. It's a much thicker at the top than it is at the bottom, and it's stark white. And I think it looks like somebody dipped it in just pure white paint, stark white. And I think it has parts of it that have been carved, parts of it that have been sort of changed, runes that I think that have been like older runes that have been built into it, pieces dangling from it in different places, like family heirlooms that have been attached to it, or burned in some way, or sealed into the wood. It has been modified and altered, and it is this almost like it's almost like a knick-knack staff, and I know that doesn't sound as epic, but I feel like it's got age to it. Time has been put into this thing. This is something that has been laying around this family for generations. It comes from the old world, and yeah, I think it's but every object on it is turns this sort of stark white. I don't think it's a paint. I don't think it's something done on purpose. I think it's just this staff itself. And yeah, I put she puts Gazira in front, and the darkness immediately just like riddles away, and we see like an even greater birth that it's giving past the ward. And she'll say, "You're afraid of this, aren't you? The thing you've wanted to consume for so long. It powers me and my family, gives us strength. The reason you are locked here. It was gone for too long. Has returned. And it will set another ward into the stone to keep you here, where you will dwindle and die forever." And it just hisses at me, just this huge mass. It's probably a wall that goes as high up as the stones, and I think that's what the stones are doing. It's stopping the tide from spilling over. The brambles just grow and grow and grow, and each ward is just leveling up higher and higher our break wall against it. I love that idea. And yeah, I threaten it. I see that it is what it is. It is always wanted this light. Me leaving caused a problem. Taking the staff with me has caused a problem. I think that's a little bit more pressure on me to know that I need to get my task done, get it done, and come back to the Broken Hills as soon as possible. Yeah, I think Edda has gained some information. You're gaining an advantage, knows what it's going to take to seal this ritual, her presence, and the staff's accompaniment to this ritual. And I think she's got that, and she will rejoin her family. And I think as she makes her way to the hill, I agree for sure. She makes her way to the hill she probably has spent some time, I would say about an hour, going to each stone before she had this encounter with the Briar. And I think she returns to the hill, which is already being gathered. We can see her Mother Kiru going to the boys and like prepping him up and getting him ready and say, "All right, you remember your incantations, like stuff," and they're just like one's just picking his nose. And he's like, "Uh-huh." And then the older one like whacks it out of his hands, and it's just like, he's like, "You can't act like that. Like, Mom, come on. Like, you're making me look bad." Like the eldest boy who's supposed to be taking care, he's like, "I replaced Edda, so come on." And he's like trying to like, he's taking my place of having to take care of the younger siblings. Like he'll be the next in line kind of situation. To be prime. Yeah, they're getting them all ready. You see Grandma say, "Okay, all right, everyone, the circle is set. I believe I've got all the components that we're going to need here. Everybody remembers their positions, right? Boys, Alexander, Nickel, just going down the line like all the boys." Making sure it's like, you know your part, you remember, and Daniel, you are taking care of the three youngest, you remember that? And it's like you're going through Grandma's kind of doing this whole thing. God, when Grandma's gone, we're gonna be lost. It's gonna be bad when Grandma goes. Oof, no, Grandma. Maybe this ritual, we don't know what's gonna happen. I could get a Moana situation here. It'd be pretty bad. I wouldn't want that. No, Grandma. We're gonna be fine. And Edda would approach the hill, and she'd be rising up the hill. She'd have the staff, and Grandma Kiru go over. She says, "Have you discovered what you needed to, child?" And I say, "Yes, Grandma. I know more than I did before. The Briar is something else." She says, "Yes, we've all had to come to terms with its evil at one point or another. But the staff has returned, and you with it, even if it's for a brief time. Your aid will be paramount. It is good that you have learned this on your own." She says, Yes, yes, Grandma. Your wisdom will always be a blessing to me. Thank you for letting me. Thank you for letting me learn this on my own, and thank you for the great gift you've given me. And I look at the staff. Says, "Oh no, it is earned to you, girl. Now wield it powerfully. Wield it. No, she wouldn't say powerfully. Says, wield it truthfully, with your soul, and let it be our conduit to seal this sword for another year. Family?" And so we would all gather around Grass Pants, and we would get that scene. We would get that in media res scene of Ikram when we first see it, and the ritual would begin. And I think we gotta change the music because this is a little more intense. No, all the way back. Thank you again, Dan. Huh? Yeah, we would see the briars spilling over, writhing around us as we make the circle at the tallest hill, and we would see as the chalks that have been already placed down into the grass. And by the way, the Broken Hills themselves are actually quite beautiful. This is quite a sacred, beautiful place where the briar isn't. It's beautiful, lush grassland and flowers and all that kind of stuff. It's a nice place. But we would see the chalk start to sort of light up as we lock hands. But I think Edda would step forward and place the staff in the middle. And she would let it go. As she would let it go, there would be a tether, a single white string that looks almost like a yarn leading back. And as she would come back, we would see it sort of unravel from her arm and go all the way back, representing her connection to being the prime wielder of Gazira. And yeah, she would lock hands with her family, and they would begin the ritual. We would see the winds start to pick up, the skies around start to gray, and we would start to, I think, hear a storm crackle up above, very representational of this land, of the Ironsworn, or the Ironlanders' journey across the waters, cutting through to the Ironlands and the storms they had to go through to get here. And we would see that sort of ancestry coming through in this storm, seeing all the generations of this family all the way around, linking their power together of just this communion, effectively, this great magic, all locked around this artifact in the center that has been with their family this whole time. And we would see it light up, just shine, and all the chalk lines lead to the center where the staff is, and they would all light up from the center, and we would see the full rune completely brighten. And we would probably see Nin probably notice the storm, know the ritual's going on, move one of the tapestries out of the way, one of the exits from the stone hovels, and look out and see the situation, see the lightning. We would see her face flashing on it as she witnesses. She's half elf, but I don't know if she's ever witnessed such blatant magic. It's so rare in this world, and Edda only uses it when she absolutely needs to. She uses it kind of brazenly. Never mind. Not absolutely needs to. Scratch that. She's seen Edda's magic, but this is at a different level. This is a circle of magic being summoned by an entire family of wizards, which is just awesome. I love it. Even the boys, I think, once they're locked in, even the little boys, they're like, I think the chant sort of overtakes them. That innate blood. The boys have to learn it, but I don't even think it's innate blood. I think it's just the training they've had even since just young. There's probably a moment where there's we see one of the boys, there's a break in the chain, he wipes his face and just grabs his hand again really quick. That's the most like break that we see in the young boys, because they are young. And it's probably like a bump from grandma, like, and yeah, and we would see them, and we would get this kind of like fucking drone shot, like going around, seeing the spell being cast and built, and we are stepping into the issue at hand. How do I pump it up even more? Pump up. Is it this? War songs. Let's go. Yeah. Cool. Beautiful. Turn that up. And we're gonna start the scene. So we do two things. We can face danger and we can secure advantage. I'm just going to bring up that flow chart so that I have it with me in a scene challenge, which is nice to have here. And yeah, we're going to begin. I think the first things first. I'm going to secure an advantage. So if you remember, securing advantage is a proactive move. You are doing something to help yourself in the future. It's also the safer move because on a strong or weak hit, we do not add to our countdown track. Which by the time the countdown track reaches max, we have to finish the move, and every miss counts for a mark here with the secure and advantage. And we can flavor it however we want. It's nice that the two moves we use, face danger and secure advantage, go across all stats, so it's nice to do that. I think that was done purposefully. And then face danger is a reactive move. If something pushes you, you are pushing back effectively. I would say, yeah, it's a reactive move in that it's you don't need something to push you to push back. Whatever you're doing already assumes it's pushing, but it is a way to effectively secure yourself from falling forward, from taking a detriment. But it is less safe. On a strong hit, you press forward on the progress track. On a weak hit, you press progress forward and take a miss. And on the miss, you take a miss. So it's a little more dangerous. 2 out of the 3, you mark countdown, which is rough. And this is a formidable ritual, which is going to be difficult. I don't actually expect to complete it. Internet had a hiccup, rip, but I remember how environment challenge goes. Cool. Can you? Hopefully you can hear me now. Oh, your internet had a hiccup. Okay, cool. Yeah, the environment challenge. Yeah, the scene challenge is quick brief. I'll go real fast for the VOD. There's face danger, there's secure advantage. Secure advantage is proactive. Face danger is reactive. Secure advantage is safer because 2 out of the 3 options don't have you mark on the countdown track, pushing you towards having to progress the move. And face danger is a little more dangerous, but gets you more. So there's the gamble and there's the safe move. And yeah, we're going to be using those moves to kind of like push forward through this ritual. I think the first thing that happens is I'm going to secure an advantage plus heart. My family is here. I have come back from a journey that I did not entirely succeed on. My family is here to comfort, console, counsel me in my next steps. I am by their side again. I've brought our family artifact, the staff that gives us power, Gazir, and I am the prime. I am the prime member of the family. In that I'm at my peak magical power. I'm going to use the advantage of my family at my side to bolster that, and we're going to try and secure an advantage and hopefully get some momentum because we're going to need it for these formidable rolls that we're going to be making. And God, I hope this goes okay. I'm a little worried because it is a formidable ritual. So I'm only getting 1 on each. Like, we have to do well. I'm wondering if maybe I can use some stuff here. So when I consume the mystical essence of my surroundings, roll plus wits. On a strong hit, add the value of your action die to your essence track. You may then secure advantage or face danger plus essence to create minor mystical effects or illusions. I'm not really securing an advantage in that, but I will save that for when I need that. Yeah, it's a mystical... Yeah. I may then secure... Yeah, okay, I get you. Interesting. So I can use this to help me with the secure advantages or face danger. I can use invoke on either. This one, my light bearer only. I think my staff's already working, and this is just when I make a move to overcome or navigate darkness. This could also apply. So I need to keep these rituals in mind, but I don't think I'm going to start with them. I think I'm just going to face danger with heart. I've already described this as my family. Let's do it. I'm with my family. We're at each other's side. Let's see how this goes. Ooh, I could burn momentum now for a strong hit, which would be... Oh wait, I did face danger. I meant to do secure an advantage. So we'll just keep the roll, but it's the same thing. I was securing an advantage with the heart. If I take a weak hit, I just get +1 momentum. That would be kind of a poopy move. I think I'm going to go for the strong to get the +1. I think I'll take the burn. I think I'll take the full burn to make it a strong hit, and I think I'm going to add +1 because using secure advantage and having to burn momentum only to get a couple momentum back is a detriment. It's not a success. So I'm going to use the boon of secure advantage to get a +1 on my next roll. And I think my next roll is absolutely going to be I want to see if I'm going to check the delve rules real quick because I feel like I have the potential to get an extremely strong hit here. And if I get a strong hit, I want to know if I can successfully get, let me see here. Yeah, running a challenge scene. If I can, if by completing a, let's see here. Can we, this is hard to read. If you face danger on a strong hit, you're successful. Envision how you gain ground and mark progress per the rank of your challenge. I was hoping that maybe I'd get like extra progress, but it's not going to be so easy. Never so easy. It's all good. Cool, pig. Cool. That is good. Good to know. Yeah, because my mic always goes in and out. It's weird, but if it was just your internet, then we are A-okay. So I'm securing advantage. I'm getting a +1 on my next roll. What is my next roll? I got my family on my side. I burn my momentum, my advantage of being here, of sojourning with my family, of just talking to them, of gathering the information, of everything I've got. I use that to sort of bolster this secure advantage to get an extra on the next hit, which is going to be a face danger, but I'm trying to think of what I'm going to face danger with per se, or if I'm going to use any boons. I don't know if I need to. Right now I already have a boon. I'm going to save because I've already got one from my secure advantage. So we're going to face danger, and I think we're going to do it. Are we facing danger with heart too in the ritual? Wits is to me or it could also be iron. What's my? Yeah, my wits is 2, my iron's 2. I don't know. Am I facing danger with heart? I think I'm facing danger with heart too. I feel like it still makes sense. I feel like we're using the connection of our family to push the ritual forward, to set the next stones. And also I would think we've already had the stones chosen out, the next set to go on top of the towers. So there's a stone by each of the slab towers that we plan on putting next, and the chalk lines lead out to them for sure. So we would see the light chalk lines lead out to the 12 stones. I love it. So we're rolling with heart. We've got a bonus. I think that was voice modifier messing up. Oh geez. Oh wait, no, my voice modifier is off. I actually have it turned completely off. So it also might be that I'm talking too loud into this mic. So I'm going to move this mic back because my mic has a natural limiter, and if I'm too loud into it, it's going to duck me out. So hopefully it sounds okay right now. I think I was just too close, had my mouth too close to it. I gotta remember that. So we're rolling here. Cool. Modifier and go. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. Strong hit, we take a momentum. We're going to build back up. Progress. We take a hit. We see the stones start to shift and move as they become imbued in light, and they start to lift. My family and I sort of chanting the words, the ancient words passed down for generations to set this ward in. We're linked together. We are strong. Our eyes glazed over in the light of the spell. We are pushing forward quite well here. And I think, I'm not going to use my magic until stuff gets tight. Them challenge dice kind of close though. Yeah, they are getting a little risky here. We rolled pretty good. We rolled an 8. Strong hit's nice though. We don't have to take a countdown. So I don't think I secure. I think I continue facing danger. I'm going to continue pushing back. I feel like I should secure when it pushes back at me, because right now I'm doing reactive moves. I'm I'm just kind of like, I feel it like happening. The spell is happening. We're pushing it forward, and if we hit a detriment, then we need to make a proactive move and take it back with secure advantage. So I think now that we're on this momentum, we're going to keep it rolling forward. So we're going to do another face danger. This time I think we've got the family bond. We've sort of linked it together. We know that we are together, and now I think we're using or Edda, at least in this scenario. Her family is her bond right now. And I think she's just now going to use her wits, the wisdom that she's been given by her grandmother, her family, to basically in tune with her magic item, and just sort of use the situation to just try to stay focused, keep the spell moving forward, be the lead singer in this chorus, and let my family follow behind me. Which is not my best stat. It's 2. It's a medium stat, so we'll see how we do here. Idakiru, ladies and gentlemen, Idakiru. Holy crap! An opportunity at a maximum crit. Because I believe the way it works is if it's the lowest dice and it's an opportunity, that's a maximum crit. 2 1s. And if it's 2 10s, it's a maximum crit fail. So this is the best fucking thing that could happen. Edda's left the home. She's left. She's been able to. She's gone out. She's succeeded at stopping the violence in Ravencliff. She has stopped the violence there. She knows that she's strong. She knows that she has the power, the will, the determination to see this through. Her family at her side, and she's going to show them what she's learned. She's going to show them the success that she's had thus far, and she's going to basically sing out her part of the ritual, just bellowing it out. And I think it just comes out just as this siren song of just this amazing fucking tune that everyone can latch onto. And I think her grandma and her mom are so impressed. Does that mean we mark 2? Fuck yeah, it does. I love that. Fuck yeah, it does. I'm not even gonna ask the Oracle. It totally means we mark 2. We mark 2, and I think that's the opportunity. The opportunity that we take here is we take the opportunity to show how we've grown, how leaving this place is our destiny, to reinforce the visions that my mother and my grandmother had of my preordained destiny to settle this war, and to bolster that within my family, that it is the right choice that I left this place, but I have come back in this moment in time of need stronger for it. And if I complete my quest, I may be able to come back and defeat the darkness entirely. That is here. And I think I bellow out that song. Weak or strong, we win next roll. Nice, yeah. We win next roll. We're ahead. We're pretty ahead. Weak or strong, yeah. We could totally win. We're already ahead. So as long as we don't get weak hits on face danger or misses on secure advantage. So I let out this song. My family immediately ties into it. The boys they're all like, "Oh, this is easy. Like fucking Edda's got this," and they just immediately like take in tune. And we are in this one beautiful chorus as the rocks lift ever further with a strength that is, it's in my blood, it's in my family, and we are lifting the stones to prepare to put on the next tier quite successfully. And yeah, it's fucking going swimmingly. I think we're just continuing to face danger here, and our opportunity, we got 2 here. I know it's like a super crit, but I feel like 2 is enough. I feel like 2 is definitely enough in this situation, and I think I'm just feeling fucking good. I think I'm feeling amazing right now. Like, we've got this. Boosting my spirits. Maybe I get a spirit. Let me ask the Oracle. 50-50. Does this physically boost my spirit stat as an extra, because I did get the best crit possible? Yeah, okay. That makes sense. My spirits are lifted. My spirits are lifted. I feel like that just because I didn't know if it was enough for the best crit you can get in the game. So perfect. I love it. Spirits are lifted, and let's continue to face danger. So we've used heart. we've used wits. I feel like it's really good to like go around. I think now it's just about getting through. I feel like iron might be the next roll. Not only because it's my only other 2 stat, and my other ones are 1. Like shadow's not going to be involved. I could spin it. Edge maybe. I don't know if those would even be involved in this, but I could. We'll see when we get there. Yeah, I think it's just that pushing through and using the strength, holding the note effectively that I've bellowed out before, holding the chorus, and just using just a full endurance to hold myself through this spell and take some of the weight possibly off my elderly grandmother, my younger siblings, my younger brothers who might not be as good. And that's kind of what I'm doing here. I'm using iron to again face danger and push forward in this situation. And no, I don't think I need to do bonuses yet. Like I said again, I don't think I'm going to grab at my assets until I don't need to metagame it. Until things start going bad, I'll start looking to my assets for power. I think that makes it interesting. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Okay. Ooh. Here comes Ironsworn. Out the gate. On a miss, you fail. Your action is undermined by a dramatic turn of events. Mark a countdown box, pay the price. This makes sense. So we just push the countdown box forward. I think yeah, in this moment we're pushing back with all this power, bruh. I just said miss and then it happened. I know, recoil. I think it's kind of like a recoil. It's this big show of power as we're pushing forward, but we're forgetting something in this scene. The briar. We haven't looked at it. Our camera hasn't really focused on it. We've just been focusing on the stone slabs pushing forward, the ritual going so well, the song being so beautiful, sung so well, that the briar has just been a background blur, but our camera focuses on it now, and we see in reaction to this magic pushing forth with great light, great dark must come to meet it, and we would see the waves starting to come forward. We would see it writhing like snakes in the grass, and it's just starting to push over and react, and it would push against the old ward, knowing a new one is being set down, knowing the old one is weak. Taking this moment, it wants to shove and crack at this thing. It doesn't want to be locked back again. It doesn't want to see this ritual pulled through. So we would see the darkness, the briars from all sides of these hills push forward ever further, and it would let's see. What? So we take the 1. We pay the price. Pay the price can work in a couple different ways, but I'm wondering if it's more interesting to roll the pay the price as to what happens. There's some good ones on here. The only thing is we've already kind of described what is happening. It's kind of just assigning a detriment to it. What does this mean? A momentum hit, perhaps? It's a formidable challenge, so momentum hit would bust us to 0 momentum. It would be rough. I could roll for how much momentum it is to try to make it not such a hard impact, because a straight 0, they'll very quickly, every time I use momentum, fuck me over here. I don't know that supply would apply. Spirit could. Health could. It could represent the briar going over and actually reacting to us and ripping at us, but I also don't want to take health at a formidable level. This is the thing. 3 is a lot. It's super dangerous, but maybe this is a super dangerous thing. I think formidable makes sense for pay the price moves. Like, this is rough. We can't play it down. I'm all ears, Oracle. I feel like that puts stress on her. Yeah, I think it would. I think we take a 3 stress hit. I think it's got to be 3. It's formidable. I believe, like, the way that most of these work, they tend to be like it works like a creature that we're facing. We suffer. We endure stress via the challenge, which is a formidable one. So we would take 3. Sucks. It's the risk. It's got to be here. It makes the game good. And we're going to endure stress and see how we do here. Our heart is going to be better. That's our family coming through at our side. We're taking the stress. I think stress makes more sense than momentum, too. Because it hasn't gotten through. It's just beating back against the cage. A weak hit is just press on. That's rough. I was hoping to sacrifice some momentum to gain some spirit back. We just press on. We feel the darkness slamming in the stone pillars that have already set there, the dust shaking from them as it feels the force as it tries to go in for a killing blow, knowing it's being sealed back again. And I think we have to move to the secure advantage move now, and I think we're gonna start using our assets because that was rough. I think we're going to secure advantage plus essence, and we'll take an essence hit here. We're going to invoke the magic around us. My innate magical ability, not even what the staff does for me, but my just innate talent, born female in my family, to just have this power. I think feeling that come back, her eyes would just light up even more as she would press into her invoke ritual and take the magic from the land, from the hallowed ground of the broken hills around her that her family has protected for so many generations, and use it to empower the ritual, and try and secure an advantage. Because I think I'll secure advantage and then press forward also with the same thing, because it's gonna be a high number. So I believe, yep, we are doing it, and we'll suffer -1 essence and take a momentum on a hit, and this is super duper good. It says to create minor mystical or face danger plus essence to create minor mystical effects or illusions. I'm feeling like in this situation I'm pushing forward, but I'm making it look fucking better. Like I'm using my magic to really like push like what this is, and I'm displaying this magic as a way to bolster my family and morale. I think it's more of a visual thing, but I am, and maybe for me too, to like just take that magic and press it forward. So let's invoke with let's use our invoke to secure an advantage, and we're going to be securing advantage with invoke. Our essence is at 6. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Strong hit, make another move now, add +1 or take momentum. I think we're just going to take the momentum. We're going to build because and then we're going to take that essence hit, which would go down to 5. It was at 6, it would go to 5. And then I think we're going to press forward, still using that invoke. Can we? I wonder if it's just the secured advantage. I don't know if we can. I think we could make the excuse of using Lightbearer, because we are facing the darkness that's coming around us. So let's use Lightbearer. Yep. Let's add +2 to the roll, and suffer 1 light. Make a move to overcome or navigate darkness. We're overcoming darkness in this moment because I think that makes sense. It presses forward. Yeah, I don't know if I could spin invoke for the face danger in this situation. Maybe I can. We'll see where it goes. So I'm going to add +2 to the roll. What roll do I want to do with face danger? We kind of use all of our other stuff. So there's shadow, which kind of defines deception a little more. Let me go to. It's always good to look at these. Character. Just give me the definitions of these. So, shadow is sneakiness, deceptiveness, and cunning. I don't know. I think it could be shadow. I think we can make the excuse for shadow here. I like the idea of having to use different skills. I feel a little guilty spamming skills sometimes, so this feels good. I think we're using our cunning in that we're using our magic to try and bolster the way we look, make ourselves look, like we're a little bit more, but we're using our light. We're using our light in this scenario. We're facing the darkness. Shadow won't work here. Shadow will work if we are doing invoke, but we would be doing invoke. It's fine. I think it's heart. I was thinking heart originally because I'm using the light. I'm tapping into my family's history. Let's remind ourselves what that is. Heart, courage, willpower, empathy, sociability, loyalty. Willpower makes a lot of sense here, to just sort of push forward. I always forget that heart is willpower as well. Using the light to push back the dark. I love it. So we'll heart +2. Weak hit. Okay. I succeed. Oh yeah, we use a different weak hit. We're successful, we mark a progress, but we also encounter a minor complication. Envision what happens and mark a countdown box to represent the setback. I know what it is. I already know what it is. So we go up in both, which is a little rough. This is looking tight. This is looking very tight. I think what happens is yeah, she taps into the light. We see that string that attaches to the staff in the center connect back with her wrist, and as she pushes forward that power with her sheer willpower and faces the light, we would see beams start to like cut from the stones. Like all the staff itself is lighting up this whole ritual on the ground, like covering the hill. From the stones, we would see light start to spew forward from each of the 12, pulsing forth from the staff into the circle, into the stones, out into the darkness. It starts cutting away at it, just literally like cutting away. But this is it almost reacts back. The more we push at the darkness, the more it pushes back at us. We would see pieces of the bramble tumble over the top of the ward into the area and tumble in, and my grandmother immediately, her eyes unglazed, and she say, "They have broken the seal. Some of us must leave the circle. Hold strong, family." And she would push. She'd look to my mother and says, "You know what to do. Take the eldest boy with you. Face it." And we would see my mother and eldest boy go forth, probably fucking wands or something, and they would start cutting away at the darkness that's made its way through, using their own magic, as they would, fucking Harry Potter style, fucking zapping the bramble that's made its way over the edge. Our circle is a little weaker for it, represented by the time we have to try to seal this. I love that. So it's weak hit. I think I could still continue to face danger. I think I can still push forward. I want to, it's a little wacky, but I want to make an excuse for using my invoke here, and I think I can. It's minor mystical effects or illusions. I can see my brothers are scared in the situation. They see that their mother has left their side, and they're alone with their grandmother and me. And I think in this moment, I want to I want to bolster them. They're young, they're learning, they don't have the innate talent, but they've been learning the power. I want them to feel safe and strong and continue this song with me without worry. I don't want any wavering in their voices, so I use this magic to sort of bolster myself in this situation, to make myself look more powerful. And I turn down almost fucking like, what? There's an angel looking character in Magic the Gathering that looks like the eyes are like burning with light, and she'd turn down and she'd say, "Don't worry, boys, your sister's here. We will be safe." And they just kind of look, and I could just see the power like leaking off of me, but it's mostly this illusion. I just want them to feel safe and secure. So I think I'm using invoke. I'll take the hit for 5, and I think we are facing danger with the invoke at 5. I want to bolster my brother's power, because there's power within them. They just have to have the courage to face it. And if I have to trick them a little bit to do it, that's fine. If this goes bad, we know why. Yep. It's just weak. It's just weak, which is rough. These weak hits are gonna kill me. It's not good. We're at 5. Ooh, boy, what is the complication? Oh God, I think some of them are old enough to know it's just my magic. I think it's a situation where they're still nervous. They see it starting to like billow over on the sides. That was a 1 on the roll. I know, right? Does that mean something? Some things have, if you roll a 1, it's bad news. No, it's fine. Yeah. Okay, we're good. But it is On a weak hit as above, but capturing these energies is harrowing. Oh, that's different. That's for when I'm trying to gather the energy. There's like a move sandwiched in here. The top and bottom of the invoke checkmark I have here is like gather the essence, but the middle is like using it. Okay, cool. Fuck, dude. Yeah, my brothers see that the situation is getting dire. They know that I'm here trying to help. Some of them I'm able to fool, but not all of them. Some of the older ones are they're like and they keep singing, like they just know that it's like they know minor magic when they see it. But we're continuing the song. And I'm gonna push forward and just gather in with light, man. I gotta keep facing danger. I don't think I can make the excuse for a secure advantage unless either A, I fail to face danger, or B, there's an obvious secure advantage here, and I don't know that there is, and one's not coming to my gut, and I don't want to roll for it. If one's not coming to my gut, I'm not going to go for it. So I think I used heart last time. I feel like heart might still apply. Sheer willpower, because I want to use my light again. I want to use Gezira. I see that the moment is dire. I need to use heart to push forward, or is it iron? Could make the excuse for iron too. Physical strength, endurance, aggressiveness, prowess, and close combat. Does she go heart or iron? I'll ask the Oracle. 50-50. Am I doing this with heart? Okay, that makes sense. I thought maybe iron because she's pushing it forward, but I don't know if she's an aggressive person. I think she just trusts in her willpower, trusts in her family at her side. She knows our circle is weakened, but she knows that we can push this forward. We can get the advantage that we need in the situation. I'm going to take a +2 to the roll using the light to face the darkness and push away. Push it out of my family, push it out of this circle, get it the fuck out of here. That's what we fucking want to see. We want to see that. We take a momentum up to 6, which is really good. And we mark. God, we're on the edge of this shit. One more miss, and that's all we have with face danger. We cannot get if we get another miss, we've sealed, and we've got to make the roll, which is fucking rough. 7's not bad, but I want to have it be better. We can't use momentum on the progress roll. So, okay. And we have about 18 minutes left before I want to switch to my other guy, so we might switch at a dramatic moment. We'll see. Good fucking lord. Where's the thing? Guide me. Oh, wonderful book. Strong hit, you're successful, envision how you gain ground and mark progress per the rank of your challenge. Yeah, I ended with the tricks. Like I've still got this like look on me like I'm using the power, but it's like, fine, if tricks won't do the trick, well, how about the real thing? And I just fucking tap into the power, push it forward, the light push forward. The boys are just like, oh god, yeah, like they feel it again. I let it surge through the real natural talent and take more weight. Like it's a lot on me to take this weight, and good thing I didn't miss, or it would have been stress for sure, because I might get fucking super stressed out in this situation. And yeah, I bolster it and push it forward, and I think that we carry that momentum. Obviously still facing danger, or I could take this moment to try to secure an advantage that could be really nice for me right now. I could actually use this moment to secure an advantage, because I'm starting to feel like I could have one here. I think it's the momentum itself. I feel the ritual starting to get close to completion, and I think it's just securing an advantage in no more talking, just singing, just heading to the front of this thing and pushing it forward. I feel like it's that point where we're almost over the hill. And it's that grit your teeth, just press through it, and securing an advantage in the situation is, yeah, it's essentially just no more nonsense kind of thing. It's push forward. I'm not going to use my invoke for anything anymore. We're just going to secure an advantage using my sheer willpower of heart. I will make every excuse for heart. You kidding me? It makes sense. Or no, you know what? No, it's iron. It actually is iron. It's the endurance. I think I described iron a little bit more here than anything. So pray for no miss. Pray for no miss here. pushing forward. Pushing forward. Weak hit is good. Because we don't... On this one, we just get the momentum. That's all that happens. What does the thing say for weak hit for here? Just says weak hit, apply the outcome as per the move, which is perfect. We love that. That's why it's nice. So a 7 is better than what it was, and we're going to face danger. Do we use our light? Do we just... I think we do. I think we use our last light. Facing darkness is this fucking ritual. I could make that excuse for the whole thing. I think we diminish the rest of the light. We use all of it. And if we get an opportunity, can we spin it as pushing back the darkness and taking 1 away while adding 1 to us? I think that would work. That's a really good idea for an opportunity pick. I think that's a really good idea for an opportunity. If we got one, if we get another one, that would be how we would do it. So I believe this is still iron. We're pushing forward, as we described before. I do like mixing up stats, but we're adding 2 to it. So we're getting a total of 4 to this roll. And that's what we fucking want to see. I think we're on the plus side of this ritual right now. We're not doing bad as long as we don't get a miss. So yeah, I think it's just using the rest of the power, imbuing it in the ritual, in my family, in myself, using it and me as a conduit to push the magic into them. We have our song, we're singing, my mother and my eldest brother are fighting off what darkness is left. I think they come back. I think they've cut away what spilled over. They come back to the circle, grab my hand. I've got my brother and mother on either side. They grab my hand. They've entered the circle. 3 more strong hits to win. That's actually not... It works as a progress roll. We can make this progress roll at any time, and this number will count towards what our action score is. We won't roll a d6 or add an actual die. This is our action score. We're going to roll 2 challenge dice against this score. So right now we have a 7. So we would hope that if we rolled dice, they would go under. The bigger this number is, the better our action score, and we need it to go. If the countdown track maxes out, we have to make the roll regardless. Like we are forced to make the roll. So if 1 more of these happens, progress track must be rolled to decide the fate, which is why it would have been really bad to have it happen at like 5 or 4 because the risk is too high. But my mother and brother come either side of me. They've rejoined the circle, and we are pushing forward. Heart again, I think, face danger. To just try and seal this shit together. I don't have any more boons or bonuses to add to the situation right now. I think that we're just rolling straight heart, and that's what we were waiting for. that's the call. I think they rejoin, and what happens is it's just a miss. What happens is, even though they've joined back into the circle, we had to break the circle for just a moment to get them back in either side of me. It's disrupted for just a second. As they join back, we feel the full force of this thing, and I think it's the brambles knowing that we've almost sealed the deal. It's just full force, and we feel the full power of the ritual. The stones are almost above where they're supposed to be to seal the ward, effectively stopping it from breaching forward. It knows that we're coming close. We have to make the progress roll. Yes! Oh, yes. This is what we want to see. This is what is good. Everything is great. Where's the roll for full success? Tell me what I get on a win. Running a scene challenge. It's just, I'm pretty sure it just happens. I just want the actual words. Choose your move. If you face danger, strong hit. Continuing to make moves, working together with allies. Okay, so yeah. On a strong hit, you achieve your goal unconditionally. The anomaly is defeated, avoided, or outmaneuvered as appropriate to the situation and your intent. I mean, we know what happens. We did it, boys. Literally boys, because there's 8 of them. We sealed the magic. I think I'm going to change the music back to my not so... Yeah, my calmer stuff. Yeah. I think we see the stones land on each of the 12 pillars. They've lifted up with the light of the ritual, telekinesis style, and land on the very top of these 10-foot tall, or probably more like 20 or so foot tall fucking stone pillars, these huge stone pillars, and they grow a few inches higher. As the stones seal, the pillars turn white, and the ward weaves through, and we see what looks like vines of a beautiful, like, wine garden almost kind of thing, like very opposite juxtaposed to the brambles and the spikes. We would see these beautiful vines of light move forward, these beautiful leaves pouring off of them as they would seal between each, forming a circle and a wall around it, as we feel the energy and the charcoal drawings in the ground all sort of turn to dust around the area, and we have sealed the broken hills back together. Go a little bit further into this one. There's calmer music. Perfect. And I think there's a moment where we're looking around with the family. Eda's got a big smile on her face, and all the kids just like, "Can we do it?" And Grandma's just like, "Oh, Eda, oh, you've done it, we've all done it." And it's just like this group huddle of like, yay, like we've done it, we've sealed it, because this is probably maybe first year without great grandma. Like, we did it without severe losses, exactly. Like, this first year without great grandma. And okay, so here's something I forgot. I forgot to give myself milestones on this situation because it was crap. Oh crap, I forgot to give myself milestones on this. So I know I got a milestone when I learned more about the thing, because this was a vow. I've just completely forgot all my milestones. When I researched this thing, I think that worked out. I think there was 100% a milestone. I don't want to say there was a milestone when we completed it, because that would mean the vow is not complete. It says, aid my family in strengthening the ward around the home in Broken Hill. What other milestone did we reach? God, did we even reach one? I think I can make the excuse of having to lead the circle on my own. Like, just having to lead the circle in itself, having to brace the task of doing it and heading it for the first time, I feel like is a milestone for Edda. It's her first time kind of taking that role in the family, like head of the table kind of situation. This is the first time she's ever led a circle. I think just the act of leading the circle and leading it successfully, even in the beginning, even if it would have failed, I think this was a milestone. I think leading the circle is a milestone, and then I think completing the task is a milestone. And I don't think I can make the excuse of more. So this might be risky, which would mean that there could be more to this vow, which I think makes a lot of sense, which is why I'm okay putting it here. So we've got researching the situation, understanding the Briar better and the evils within, leading the circle for the first time, taking on that challenge, and completing the challenge. Sounds good. First time leading, first complete success. Yeah, I think that makes absolute sense. Yeah, I didn't want to do the 4 because I feel like that just wasn't as much risk, but 6 is still risk. 6 is only a little bit over. But who fucking cares? Oh god. I'll bring back fucking dabbing. Absolutely. For that. Oh man. It's like, just fucking hit it. Boom. Aid my family in strengthening the ward around the hill. Strong goddamn hit. We did this shit. It wouldn't have made sense for there to be more, but like, this is done. This is fucking done and done. But fulfill the fucking vow 100%. Very cool. I love it. So we are, excuse me. Yeah, fulfilling the vow. It was a dangerous quest, so we would get 2 XP. It's complete. So we're actually looking really good on XP. We might be able to get something. Or upgrade. I don't know if I want more stuff, but upgrading for sure. I already know what it is. 100%. If it was an opportunity, we actually regressed the brambles. Yeah, if it was, we could have actually regressed them. But I think they are defeated. They're still right on the side, writhing. But the breach wall has been built even higher. The ward has been secured, and we will not have to do that again until the tide increases, which is supposed to be yearly, but who knows what happens. But yeah, my family, I think we celebrate, we embrace. Nin probably comes out just like, well, that was fucking freaky, but looks like everything went okay. You guys really are the real deal, aren't you? And I would kind of just like, I'm like a little emotional from this moment with my family. She's a little teary-eyed. She'd just be like, yeah, my family's great. We're gonna be okay. And I think Grandma comes up. She says, "Oh, Gray, my mother would have been very proud of you, Edda. Very proud. You remind me so much of her." She says, "Yeah. I think we lost Great Grandma a couple years back." And Edda's just super emotional. Her family she's such an emotional being already. Her family's already just too much. She's a crier for sure. And I think she would go back. Grandma says, "Well, you have sealed the word once again. I think you have proven time and again, and here as well, of your worthiness to wield Gezira." And she would point over and go over, and we would see the staff, and the boys all kind of look at it like, "Oh, Gezira." Oh. And my mother probably looking proud, and I would step up and I'd take the staff, pick it up, and I think I would see a real Disney scene for sure. I would pick up Gezira after sealing it, and I would see that Gezira has grown, that it has learned now. I have wielded it in a way not before. I have grown to understand Gezira more, and it unlocks powers to me. And I'm going to take the advance move, and I'm going to tap 2 for the strength of the light. You may use your light to strike or clash against a dark dwelling foe. Choose the amount of light to unleash and roll plus light instead of iron or edge. Suffer negative light equal to that amount, and on a hit your harm is 1 plus unleashed light to a maximum of 7 harm. I could tap 7 boxes on a formidable foe with 1 strike of Gezira. It'll take me a while to remember it. I've just unlocked this staff as a fucking superpower. Like, I can beam shit. Nuking. Yeah, this is the magic nuke of the game. It's the only magic nuke of the game. So I could super strike. And I pick up Gezira, and I feel this power unlock inside. I see the new runes sort of carve in, and I know it's asking something of me in return. Gezira's covered in all of these knickknacks, these pieces from my family for so long, and I think she has to give something back to it. And I think she pulls a small dagger that she got from Nin, a gift given to her to defend herself. But Nin represents Edda's first challenge faced. The first person to turn from war to peace, the beginning of Edda's path to heal the Ironsworn from potential war. And she takes the blade and she puts it into the end of the staff and holds, and it seals in and turns shining white, and the end of the staff has a small dagger. My first addition to the staff, to follow in my family's footsteps. And we would see that seal, and I think that's a perfect place to end Edda's session. I didn't do any journal keeping, so I feel like I should do it now. Probably real quick, probably real brief. That sounds like a good stopping place. It's a perfect stopping place for Edda. I'm gonna do a quick journal keeping. A lot of times in this game, for those who may be watching on VOD or watching for the first time later on, it's a journal keeping game. That's what makes it really good, especially in solo, is keeping a journal, doing that stuff. If I was playing by myself, I wouldn't be talking out loud so much. I'd be writing a lot more. My handouts from my solo sessions where I'm not streaming are vast, but let's get Edda's. I'm actually gonna tap into 6 because I actually was just playing Edda at my lunch at work. So you'll see there's a ton of fucking writing here. No, I already ended it. Well, we'll add 1. God, I don't know. I don't even know what's gonna happen with my other boy. My other boy is gonna be very politics, I think, kind of situation. It should be fun. But that was really good. Session 7, 78. Yeah, not yet. Journal. And I don't think we need to list every move I made. Oh. Did I get misses? 1, 2. Did I only get 1? Was this at the beginning of the session? How many face dangers did I do? I wonder if I got 2. I think I got 2. I need to mark those. I wasn't marking those as I went. So 2. Cool. Very good. You only got misses in the challenge, only got 2. Perfect. Good. So, we're not going to record moves here, which is fine. We're just going to do a brief summary, so, which is actually going to be pretty short. And I'll talk in my voice of Edda, because that's how I like to write stuff. Upon taking counsel with my family, I learned of their struggles against the Briar. I almost like writing it after on stream because it's kind of like Edda doing her journal, like her actual journal, and talking in past tense. It's almost I love the journals as I'm going, but this is almost cool to kind of journal at the end of the session because it's remembering it. I like that almost. Upon taking counsel with my family, I learned of their struggles against the Briar. In my absence, the darkness had taken advantage of the weakening ward. Upon my fated arrival, they were making plans to cast the stone ritual to strengthen the ward, but had faced hardship of late. The brambles growing more aggressive see their opportunity. Saw, past tense, their opportunity to strike. Now that I'm back, we aimed to fix it for good this year. After taking a one-on-one with the darkness, I learned of its ill intent, its eerie intelligence. Got a couple words here I gotta grab. Eerie intelligence. I know it took this advantage because of me. I will guarantee its continued imprisonment. Perfect. As we took to the ritual, I sung with my full heart, leading my family in the chorus. Chorus? I don't know how to spell chorus. There we go. Leading my family in the chorus. We faced struggles. Yes. The darkness. The Briar, rather. The Briar pushed back in equal force, not wanting to lose its only opportunity. I don't know, that's how I'm gonna spell Briar. Ultimately, the will of both me, my family, and Gezira was stronger. We sealed the ward. And the artifact in Gezira opened up to me, showing me new powers. My family recognizing, my family, their faith in me, and their faith in me. My family's faith in me cemented as wielder of this great artifact. Perfect. Cool. We've got it. We know what happened in session 7. I love it. All right. Very, very cool. I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break since this is a bit of a longer stream than I'm used to. This is around when I would normally end an Ironsworn stream. We're going to come back and we're going to get into our other boy. We'll take a quick 5-minute and then we will find out more about our other character who's pushing their way forth in the world of Boss Bleat, in the world of our Ironlands. It's be really fun. So I'll return in 5 minutes. I will see you super soon and look over. are stepping back in for part 2 of Ironsworn tonight. Here we go. Some interesting stuff happened. I'm kind of excited to do this. Edda was such a good time. It's fun to get to show these characters off a little bit because I do enjoy playing them, even if it's just solo. Yeah, this should be good as we discover who our third and final character of this world. I don't think I'll go beyond this. I think 3 is a perfect number for this campaign of Ironsworn, and they're all pushing different things. It's really cool. Excuse me, a really big axe. Yeah, it's a really big axe, man. Ikram is the badass of these 3. I will say that right now without a doubt. He is the badass. He is the key generic Ironsworn character, I would say, but I kind of make him my own with the relationship that he has, which is really good. So let's talk about our boy with some Danheim. Thanks again, bud. Mr. Olsen. Over at Danheim Musics. So we're moving. We're going north. We're going north. We see our camera lift from the scene in the Ironwood, in the Deep Wilds region of the Ironlands. We see it lift again and curl back into the clouds, and our vision is once obscured by the camera light. And it darkens. When it opens back up, we see the clouds piercing once again, but they cut into what looks like a vast mist that is sort of just covering the many valleys and crevices between this massive mountain region. We see snow-capped peaks far in the distance. Let me use the creator Sean Tompkins' own words in describing. Oh no, not here. This is a lot of iron, and that's a lot of iron and wits. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Oh, so he is. We'll find out a little more about my boy. I'll describe him as we introduce him. So these are legit stats, by the way. He's playing on easy mode for a certain reason, a similar reason as to our dear friend Kataka, because we will learn something fun about Ikram quite soon here, and his relation to her. So massive peaks shrouded in rolling clouds, howling beasts, their echoes carrying with the wind, endless snows vast in every direction, and perilous mountain trails, stone cairns marking the dead who have fallen along the road, abandoned settlements left to the waste, and circling wyverns up above, the home of dragons, the veiled mountains. We would see, as we make our way through there, we would see this scene set, and our camera would plunge in fact down into these mountains towards a location we see packed between two sides of a mountains that beyond looks to be a waste of ice and snow, a literal breach wall effectively of mountains. There is a break in that wall before going out into just an endless white snow waste. A tower. A series of towers, dark black towers stained with what looks like old red paint that has dried almost to show rust instead. Rusted dark towers, the peak of rust sort of coming down that red, almost like a burn mark at the very top. 3, in fact. 1 would probably be permitting to be the tallest. 2 on either side, sort of juxtaposition of each other, surrounding the main pillar, and we would see Red Watch Gate, the Red Towers, named so after their blood-painted towers, which by lore were painted with the blood of the individuals who died building this gate to keep back the only known opening into the shattered wastes beyond, the Forgotten Lands, the evil fucking place you do not want to be, the death beyond. It's quite epic, and we would soar down, and I have a little illustration here because I haven't gotten these into the thing yet. That is kind of what it looks like. It's kind of crunched up between two huge cliff sides. There's towers beyond. This is what it would look like coming to it from the veiled side, or from the mountainous side. I'll bring that back because I have a couple other illustrations on there. And yeah, we would close in on this on this on this gate, and we would enter into one of its sort of black stone windows. And if you've ever watched Game of Thrones, do not stop thinking about the Watch in the North. That's what you should do. I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it. I'm literally role playing the Watch in Game of Thrones, the Night's Watch. This is them. Very, very similar. Feel free to make all the comparisons you want, because I do. So we make our way through one of these sort of darkened arrow slits and into the cold, wide, high-ceilinged halls of Red Watch Gate. And we would make the way through. We would see that this place is dusty, it's cold, it's not well kept. There's a fire, a great hearth burning. We can feel the heat, see the light come from a chamber down the hall, make the way out here, but we know it's bitter, it's cold out in this hall. And this place is not very well habitable. It's made all of iron. Everywhere you step is iron. It's quite vast. It's quite a big accomplishment. This building and this gate that it holds. As we turn the way, we find ourselves turning to a hall, a vast hall, where it warms up a little bit. It's not quite as cold, but we would see very much your Viking style hall, the rectangular like fire pit in the middle going, the heat coming forth, and probably about, I would say, a dozen, maybe more, like 16 individuals, all looking, all men and women, all looking very, very haggard, very tough. They wear the black cloaks kind of situation. They've got the dark armor, very watch appropriate. They're dirty. They haven't washed in a while, and they're in the middle of a feast. We see that roasting on the fire looks to be an elk or something of the sort. An elk that's probably been long dead for a while and just got pulled out of the freezers and is warming on the fire. This is probably food that's been rationed away, and we would see it burning the fire, and we would see all these sort of chairs around this very like Viking-esque hall, and at the very end of the chair there's two seats, and in one we see an old man who wears what looks to be, he's donning probably a little bit of like gold, a little bit of silver to connect his cape. He's got a big sort of pushy thing. He's the eldest here. He wears a circlet that looks to be made of iron, and he looks old. He looks a little bit like tired. He's not the person in control here either, and he just seems to be sitting there, and he's wearing very, like, he's a little bit cleaner. Like, you can tell he doesn't go out. His days on the watch are done. He's a overseer now kind of situation. We see this old man sitting there, and next to him we would see our character. We would see very different, very vastly like yin and yang kind of situation here. We see a hulk of a man. We see a big dude. He's wide, huge, jaw that's just square, grizzled, hair that just comes down, that has it's unkempt, eyes that pierce. He's like classic caveman. If you can think of like the like, if you've seen the show Primal by Genndy Tartakovsky, that's him. That's him. That is who we have here. He is sitting in the chair that's probably too small for him. He is a mountain. He is the mountain. He is bigger than anybody else, and you can tell that he almost looks of a different race. And that's because he is. We see we see them sort of gathering, and we can hear the old man speak up, and he says, "Well, Ikram, this feast," he stands up and shakes the thing, says, "This feast is in honor of you, of your accomplishments in slaying the elder beast of the cave of scorched lies. You have saved us from retreat, from dishonor, and you are here to set us upon a path of glory once again. The Red Watch thanks you, our general." And he holds it up, and they say, we get a lot of "Hear, hear." Ikram, sit up.
"Save your toast, men of the North. There is much we must do. I am not your overseer, and I'm not your general.
They kind of lower the glasses a little, and he says,
I am the reckoning of this place. No more will you sit idly by. Celebrate! Yes, this celebration is for you. It's the last night you'll be sitting on your asses in the cold. We will be going north. And we will cross the Shattered Waste.
I remind them. Ikram reminds them of his purpose here. He saved them from utter destruction. For to the south is a horde of undead wolves, willing to eat any who pass by, making the passage through the mountains back to safe lands almost incomprehensible. The fact that I made it here is a miracle in itself. The path forward is obviously the dangers of the wastes, but in their foolishness they hunted deep into those wilds and awoken something, an elder beast of the old ones of the cave of scorched lies that smelt the blood of men that it hadn't in a long time, a corrupted creature. It crushed at the gate, and Ikram had to go and seal the thing away. They thought they sent him to his death, that they would no longer have to deal with Ikram and his demands, but no, he ended up being their savior. He went to the cave, he found the thing, learned of its history, of the runes and rituals that were cast there long ago by the old ones to use the creature to face off against beasts of this bay, that they used this thing, this creature of the gods, of their gods, of the old ones' gods, and by uncovering these runes of the old ones, uncovering the reason for this horrible, almost octopus, very kraken-like creature, he was able to face it and seal it away. He wanted to kill it, but the Red Watch begged him not to. They felt that would only incite more evils upon them. And they were right, because killing it probably would have been really bad. He sealed it away. He found the ritual that summoned them within, and he sealed it away. We're good at sealing rituals here in this world. He had to trick it. It was pretty crazy. But he escaped the scorched lies, and he made it back to Red Watch Gate and sealed his vow. He originally marked it by cutting iron into the gate itself, like literally making the seal with a rune on his blade that would be there until it finished. And the people of Red Watch Gate know of the Ironsworn. They know how it works. They know that seal will not disappear until the vow is completed. And that was my proof. I took the iron back. I sucked it up back into my axe, and I removed the scar that I left behind, and the vow was fulfilled. And they have pretty much bent the knee to me in entirety. I used to be a general, or Ikram did. He used to be someone big, but he gave up that life for something different. Let me show you a picture of Ikram. I'm gonna call him the Mountain now. He is the Mountain. That is Ikram. It's a bit of a rough sketch, but he's a square-jawed, angry boy. He has come up here with his trained wyvern, his dragon Tamura. He has a wyvern companion that he originally they were going to kill each other over survival, but they found out that by helping each other they made it. And if you've ever seen the show Primal, you know who the dragon is. So yes, through mutual survival they became friends. It's tenuous at times because of the bestial nature of the dragon and the bestial nature of Ikram, of Tamura and Ikram. They both share in that they kind of are always on the edge of killing each other as much as they are friends. It's a balance, and we would see Tamura. She's an asset of mine. Behind his sort of throne situation. He's not so much in a throne, he's in a chair of equal size to the overseer, but he's at the head of the table. We would see her in the back, and she's feasting on like a full fucking leg. Like they had to rip off a leg of this elk, and she's just eating it. She's well fed. Yeah, and she's kind of Ikram's only friend too. So Ikram's goal He has traveled north from the capital of the Ironlands. He comes from a place called Lost Home, where all roads lead. The first true city built by Ironlanders. It grew from very small to very big, and now is the biggest settlement as a truth to the world in this land. It has food, it has walls made of iron, it has a stronghold. It is where civilization can actually be safe, and it is a remnant of the old world, because we used to have cities like this. This is the only one anything like it, and it's kind of grown corrupt because of that. The old world failed. We've depended too much on our luxuries, too much on other things, that it's not our own survival. Lost Home is an excuse to not allow the Ironlands to actually carve out. It's become an excuse to not actually carve out your survival in the Ironlands, and it's weakening people. So it is the capital. It is a point of defense, but it's also a point of weakness. Ikram comes from there. His brother, Abram, took the throne after his father died 5 years ago, and has pushed the city into here. Lost Home used to not have these iron walls. That is his brother's doing. I've received 100 messages. Yay! So basically living on easy mode. Yeah. That's effectively what it is. And it used to not. It was kind of a bastion of hope and security for the lands of Haven, so that all the roads, that's why it was the city of all roads lead to Lost Home. All of the havens depended upon this city for trade, for defense, but they've grown walls, and they've held in. They've secured themselves and not the others, because Abram took power, Ikram's brother, 5 years ago, and he is the eldest brother, and wanted peace. He didn't want the people to have to survive anymore. He wanted the tales of his grandfather to become true. He wanted the cities of the old world to be a reality of this world. And so he built the iron mines. He commissioned miners, to people, to basically slaves, essentially, to sacrifice their lives to the iron to pull it up and build a great wall. He isn't related to Kataka? He is. When this first happened, the sister, eldest, was not allowed the throne because she was not a man. And frustrated by this and the actions of her brother in turning away from the defense of the Havens to the defense of only Lost Home, and trying to build it up to become a place of leisure and pleasure, and no longer have to just survive on the land anymore kind of situation, she turned. Kataka, eldest child of I believe his name was Abram the Second. My brother is Abram the Third. Kataka turned and left for the north. She knew what we all were taught for the longest time, the lesson that our brother Abram never learned. The reason we left the old world was because the Skuld, the great horde of barbarians, took our land. We had to leave because they were too strong. We know that story well because we are half Skuld. Our father, original, was a Skuld, and our mother an Ironlander. They found love somehow and made a family. Rare, very rare, but we are half Skulls, which is the reason for our boost in stats. We are using the easy mode stats to represent that heritage of Skuld. We're big, we're strong, we're spitting everywhere. We have that power. But originally Kataka left because the stories that have been always told, the warnings our oracles have always told us, is that the Skuld will one day come to the Iron Lands, and that we have to prepare for it. That Lost Home is not a permanent bastion. It is not the final destination. And neither are the Iron Lands. It has always been the thought of our people, of our leadership of the Ironlanders, as half Skuld, half Ironlander, a step in both sides, that our people, our Skuld heritage warns us of the strength of these people, of if the Skuld ever return. Yeah, that explains it. We know that if they return, they will destroy us. We must put a barrier between us and them that is greater than any iron wall. The wastes are that goal. And Abram had forgotten that. Our father had started to forget it as well before he passed, but Abram even more, wanting to turn away, saying that to someone to cross the shattered wastes is impossible. The Ironlands provide us with this great metal. We can protect ourselves. We can build the cities of old. We don't need to run anymore. We're staying here. And that went against everything Lost Homes stood for, everything the Haven stood for. This was supposed to be our chance to build up and be able to make that journey, and our brother is squandering it. So in the first year, Kataka left. She left for the north to try and pierce its veil. History repeats itself. Exactly. That is the play on here. Ikram stayed. He stayed and continued his path as a general of the armies of Lost Home. He fought in the Greywood campaigns to push the Varu, the wolf people, out and establish a place in Stoneland, hoping that it would show his brother that the path north is most important. As he was funded and given an army to do so, we secured Stoneland, pushing the wolf people out of the Greywood. Those campaigns Ikram is famous for. He used the woods themselves against the greater numbers of the Varu to succeed in battle. But he found out after those campaigns that his brother only wanted to seal Stoneland so that he could use it as a point to mine iron in the hills further north, not to forge a road further north. He lied to his brother, and that was the final straw. That was about 6 months ago. And there's the wits, exactly. That was about 6 months ago. Yeah, he's extremely intelligent. Ikram basically confronted his brother in front of his entire court, threw down his sword, and said, "I will no longer serve you. You are leading us to...
I will no longer serve you, brother. You are leading us to a path of death. Look at our heritage. Look at what we are. The Scold will return, and you will not be ready for it. Your walls will fall."
And that was a dramatic moment. My brother refused to give me any resources to help me. He would not send me with an expedition team. I begged and pleaded with him, told him he was a fool if he did not send me with a team to the north to join our sister, to truly find the way through the shattered wastes and find our escape and go back to what we did. He refused to acknowledge it, called me a heretic, and told me, "Good, you are banished. Leave to Red Watch Gate. You are sent to the north to become part of the Watch." And I basically said,
Fine. If I'm gonna do it on my own, fine. I will forge a path myself.
And Abram would probably have said something like,
"And you will die, brother. Begone, then. Turn your back on me as our sister had. We do not need you. Lost Home does not need you."
and yeah, that would have been the drama. And he rode north alone. His horse, it died. He went through Stoneland. They tried to have him help save a mining camp, unsuccessfully. And we made it to Red Watch Gate. They were already dead. They got killed by the wolf horde. And I made it to Red Watch Gate, saved the watch there. And Ikram sees in the watch that's no longer funded, no longer helped, their gate almost smashed down, they were almost killed without him, that this is his expedition team. That these men and women, probably not old man overseer over here, he's probably seen the last of his days. This is my expedition team. I'm going to train them, and we are going to pierce north. And this is one of the coolest things that I was able to do. Crossing the Shattered Wastes is a delve. It's an extreme delve. And the coolest thing about delves is you can come back to them banished, effectively. And there's the brother fucking thing up. Yeah, he sent us away. Which, honestly, fucking Ikram was fine with. He's like, you know what? That's fine. I was going to go anyway. I'm going to find our sister. We're gonna fix this shit. Thus far, I haven't found my sister. And we know it's because she's not here. We don't know why yet. But our girl's down here. She's actually closer to home. But she's on a journey north. So it's kind of interesting. There's a little bit of backstory there about Kataka we don't know. How she did in the Shattered Wastes. Like, what happened. We don't know. If she even made it. It's cool. We know where she is, but he doesn't. Yeah, Ikram wants to. Ikram wants to find her. He's found these men and women instead to help him. He's hoping he'll find his sister out in the waste. But the waste is a delve, which is super cool. I don't have any of the denizens set for it, but it's extreme. And delves work in that it's a wild ice reach. Delves work in that you can come back to them. You can leave and come back and progress further. It's really cool, and I think we can push this thing. And the other cool thing is other people can touch this delve. So if other characters make it here, we could progress it with other characters. So that's pretty sweet. I'll go. There's a lot of exposition. It's because these characters haven't existed yet. We'll get to some play, I swear. We'll do a little bit of play with him. I've got my young wyvern. She helps me fight. I'm battle scarred. So I already have taken high stats, which is a 4, 2 3s, and 2 2, a 4, 2 3s, and 2 2s. But I focused my energy. I reduced my edge or iron, so I am maimed. I am forever maimed. He has a huge scar across his face because of a battle with Tamora. I think it's like down his. Oh no, I think I said it was on his leg because he has a slight limp when he walks normally. He was heavily wounded when he fought Tamora when he first met her. So I have the maimed condition permanently. So I always have -1 max, -1 reset. So I'm maimed, but I got to alter my stats, which is super cool. So I got a +2 to wits or heart, or +1 to each. And I believe I took +1 to each. I don't remember. I think I just took, no, I took +2. Wait a minute. If I took +1 to each, my stats should be different. Are my stats wrong? One second. I might have just noticed something very important. Wait a minute. How did I apply this? Reduce your edge or iron by 1 and add 2 wits or 2 to wits or heart, or 1 to each, maximum of +4. What were my original stats? Yeah, I had these. I'm pretty sure I went 4 iron. I took the hit on edge. Oh, that's because I tossed my 3 there. Okay, yeah, I took 1. Yeah, because heart was 2. Okay, now I remember how I did. I did it right. We're good. A lot of waves are being set in motion in this one world. Exactly. It's just going to be these 3 characters, but the cool thing is Edda has the threat that slowly grows with menace, and menace moves if she doesn't act upon it, that the war between elves and man will happen, while Ikram has the threat that the Skuld will return, which is kind of fucking scary. So that's also huge. So with 2 characters, they kind of hinge on major events happening. I haven't given the threat to boss. I might not, but stuff could happen that's triggered by other characters to boss. And Edda, which is fun. It's really interesting to play these 3 characters off of each other. So yeah, again, back to my assets before we start. Yeah, I have stats mixed around because of I'm maimed with battle scarred. I'm a sunderer. I have an axe that strikes with extra harm, and when I slay powerful foes, I consume their like energy soul kind of situation. Fallen foe, I carve a rune in the haft of my axe to represent the defeat. I roll plus heart. On a strong hit, I inflict plus 1d6 harm total. 1d6 harm, one time only, so it expends itself. So I have a super axe, like a super fucking huge, strong, mega axe that is huge. It's curved on there. Did I draw my axe? Oh yeah, I did. It is that. Yeah. Boss is on his own threat to himself. Yeah, Boss is his own threat. I kind of view Boss as the main character a little bit. These are like side characters that are doing things like big stuff. Boss is probably more my insert character. I see him more as my main one since he was the first one too, and he's just a guy struggling through this world who has things happen to him. The other people are movers and shakers for sure. So with all of that sort of shown, I think we set the scene. We got a good 40 minutes or so to play. We set the scene. As I say this to all this men, that they will be helping. I think I want to read my last journal with Ikram, because it's gonna kind of a smart thing to do at the end is always tell yourself what you're gonna do next, which is good. Most relatable guy is boss, to be honest. Yeah, he's gonna be the most relatable. He's very human. These guys are a little superhuman, for sure. But I think they make a good like sandwich to the situation. When we get back, find out what... Nice message for myself, thanks me from the past. Find out what the next steps are in securing a passage north. If training the Watch is the plan to make the expedition team, since your brother never provided you with one, then that will take some time. Perhaps there's a challenge you can face that will help them learn. We might have to take a hiatus. I don't want to do that. Ask an oracle about it. But after we secure a team, we can push into the waste successfully. Imagine what that will look like. What the Watch and Kynan... So yeah, some of the characters we have here. Dramatic. So Overseer Kynan's the old man, and we've met one of the young watchmen, Kayu, which is cool. A little superhuman. The girl has a nuke. Yeah, she's superhuman. Ikram's a bit superhuman too with his stats and his big axe. So yeah, we're dealing with superhumans for sure. So yeah, we might have to take a hiatus. Don't want to do that. After we secure a team and push in the waste, imagine what that will look like. What the Watch and Kynan might know about what outposts to secure out in the wastes. The Overseer is bonded to you along with the location itself. Use those to your advantage if you can. There could be a wild people or even a firstborn out there settlement-wise. So this is me referencing stuff for when we do go into the Shattered Wastes. Don't know how well that will go over. Alternatively, I can start planning out my full journey, as we're not very far at all in our background vow. We may have to return south to the with the Watch to get more supplies, more opportunities to train before returning. You've secured your team, now you've got to get them going. Pushing forward will be very punishing. If you do so, make the journey in small chunks where you can use Escape the Depths to return. That's if we go out to the Shattered Wastes. In fact, yeah, okay, so I already knew that. Remember we've got to get the keep fixed up. Okay, here we go. There might be a hiatus situation. I don't want there to be a hiatus situation. It's so bad if there is one involved in securing this place. I don't need it per se, and it would just hurt me because it would advance my threat. You may need to call on your brother, nope, or some other connection for help. Remember, someone needs to send men up here. Like, we need assistance. So that's a big thing. First things first, it's so hard to get back north because the thing that we rolled for, so the horde of undead wolves are literally terrifying. They really don't belong here, but I think they're a thing. The wolves belong here, but I think we wrote in dangerous denizens is oh wait, no, that's Bellower. That's the elder god or not the elder god, but the elder one we sealed away. Dangerous denizens, yeah. In the Veiled Mountains, right over here, the pack horde is an epic tier because there's so many of them. These creatures were once wild wolves. Noble packs would roam the peaks hunting game and keeping travelers clinging to the road. These beautiful creatures of nature have been corrupted. A great sickness rampant through their herd. The meat melts off their bones. They stink of corpse as it surrounds them. They turn to death. And only ever seek it. Their changing, melting forms are a gruesome sight, just a taste of the evils that await those who pass this far north. They travel now in one great horde and invincible undead mass. The first thing you hear is their chattering cries, but before that you'll smell them. The only choice is to run. The monsters of old may be fairy tales to those who keep to their beds. Here, they're the reason you keep to the fucking road and pray. A zombie wolf horde, that's rough. More like a zombie hyena horde. Like that's effectively what they've turned into. They were once wolves. So that is from an infection that bled down from a disease of the north and infested only the wolves. Not sure how that happened. Could be another breach in the thing. We're not sure, but the wolves have been fucked up. So getting back north is scary because that is always a possibility. But I think we kind of have to. I think we need to get supplies. So I think what we're gonna do here is we're kind of making the plans. We've feasted. We're in like the plan hall kind of situation. Ikram is there. We've got our boy. I'm gonna have to like pass through. I gotta get both of these open because these are kind of both here. because we got to set up what we're going to do next. We've got to fix the gate. And so Shattered Waste Mass Persona. Here we go. I'm going to pray for boss if they make it this far. Yeah, poor boy. Poor boy. Please not the epic horde of doom. So anytime I face that horde, when I faced that horde the first time, I just faced danger. I avoided it. Like, there's no way we can fight an epic foe without a lot of characters here. I would need Josh in this game and maybe somebody else if we were ever to face the horde and actually win. I don't know, I've got an axe. I could put 6 harm down. That's like a box and a half. Oh my god, it's so hard to face a horde. You can always face a lesser one and down it by, because I assume they are extreme when you're faced normally, but or no, they're normally formidable, and when you add more, so 5, that's a really cool thing. You can have a formidable foe be stronger and have more of them by having it be formidable and be like, there's 5 of them and now it goes up to extreme, and there's 10 of them, it goes up to epic. So yeah, Overseer, Kynan, and Keu, and a couple other Watcher in there. And we're looking down at some old maps they've pulled out, and we see kind of,
He's a bit dated, but shows some of the surrounding area. We haven't used them in some time, ever since the pack horde formed, but they still may be of some use. I imagine most of these places are probably barren and abandoned. We haven't heard from any survivors in this side of the Veiled Mountains, but there may be some settlements further down, perhaps in the Tempest Hills, if we're able to cross. And Ikram looks down, and he's looking at the map. He says, all the passages are dangerous. The horde could be anywhere. Impossible to tell. If we move in big numbers, they're gonna know. They smell us. We can't go with a large team.
And says, no, it would be foolish. I agree. And I turn over to Keu, who's probably the most competent watch member, if there is one. Get the nuke girl. Yeah, we need the nuke girl to handle this horde. She can just laser them all. That'd be amazing. Deal 7 fucking harm. That'd be a box and a third. That'd be pretty good. Because it's only 1 tick a box. It's rough. Yeah, I looked at Kay and says,
do you know any of the passages? How many? Any that seem like they might be safer? How long since you've hunted there?
Kay say, we haven't hunted that far north in a while. Passages maybe been a year. We've that far south. We've taken to the north for the most part. But there's the other problem we know to face. We need supplies, but the gate's got to get fixed. I look at him and I...
Do you have supplies for it to fix the gate? It's made of wood and iron, and we have neither.
And he'll say, I know of no place that's... So they look and they say, okay, that's right, we haven't gone through those lands. And I kind of look at him, annoyed that Kynan's stepping in. He says, well, we know of no recent settlements. And I think Ikram just shakes his head.
I know of one.
They look and say,
that's right, you've passed through. You saw a settlement? Are they holding, or they... It was decimated. I didn't have much time to search it. A mining camp of a town of Stoneland. The wolves got to it before I could. I didn't have time to see what they had found, or search below what they had discovered. They could very well have supplies we need. I could have very well missed it. It's our best chance.
I mark it. Wait, that's 1 box? Okay. Yeah, so an epic tier creature, the Horde, would be that. That is a hit. That is a harm. 3 harm would be this. 4 harm would be this. A full 7 harm from Edda's Blast would look like that. It's because there's hundreds of them. There's so many. They are more like a storm to be avoided than a thing that can be killed. They are an element of this place that is terrifying, bro. Yeah, it's I don't know how we deal with the pack horde. They are just an element of the land that is a very bad thing, but we need to head to the mining camp. I think we need to mark a journey. We need to mark a journey, get supplies from the mining camp, make it back to Red Watch Gate. And I feel like we're technically Red Watch Gate sits on the edge. We're not quite in here, so I think it's not going to be a difficult journey to get back. Any failures we know result in pretty dramatic things. So Red Watch Gate is very much the indicator of the edge of the lands, whether or not you are going to the Shattered Wastes or it's the breach, it's the gate. So we are technically moving a fairly small distance inside of the Vales, the Veiled Mountains. We have access to either side. We're at kind of an advantage point here. And Red Watch is very much our keep currently that we're trying to maintain. I am playing the 20th level character here. So yeah, I think he looks and it's just like,
That's our best bet. We'll go. Cover of nightfall. Try to pierce the lands as quickly as possible. You have a cart, I presume.
And Shaker says, it hasn't been used in some time. It could use a little bit of a tune-up, but we could, maybe with a bit of your expertise, Ikram, get it moving, find what supplies we can, and get this place looking good. I can't believe we didn't know about a mining camp so far north. If only they would have contacted us.
This land is dangerous, Kynan. They would never risk going that far north.
And yeah, I think we're playing this journey. I think in playing this journey, we, I don't know if we sojourn or not. I think we could sojourn. I don't know if it was the last thing I did. It was one of the last things I did. Maybe just resupply. Maybe just, I don't think so. I think we resupply if we make it to the camp. I think if we get to the Stoneland mining camp, that's when we resupply. Hell yeah. That makes complete sense. Y'all don't know how to work a cart? Wow. I think it's broken and they just don't know how to fix it kind of thing. Like, the Red Watch are very much the Watch from Game of Thrones. Like, they're not sending their best and brightest up here. They're sending probably some criminals who didn't do a bad enough thing to be sentenced to the mines, or they are sending people who are, they don't have any other use. It's probably more or less going to be a form of punishment to be sent to the Red Watch. It's cold, it's shitty. Very rarely someone going there to prove their mettle, but that probably happens too. That was probably Kynan over here. He loves this place. He's so old. He was someone who totally went. But yeah, there's not a lot of handyman around here. Red Watch Gate was built to last, so it's mostly made of iron, but the gate breaking is a big deal. Like, they not gonna know how to fix that, and so it kind of represented in this cart not being fixed. So I think we probably fix the cart. I'm not gonna make a roll. It's just thematic. I think we're getting ready for a troublesome journey back to Stoneland mining camp, and I think if things go bad, we kind of know what happens. There's a horde out here. We'll roll to see when bad things happen. But I think we are making a journey to the Stoneland mining camp for supplies. Yeah, I believe seal away the creature. So I already completed this one. I think we're gonna do a vow to fix the gate. We should definitely take the excuse to fix the gate. I think it's a troublesome vow. I don't think it's going to be crazy. I think it's just going to be 1 XP. Yeah, we're going to fix the gate. I think it's going to be a mark for getting the supplies, a mark for journeying back, a mark for getting there, maybe, if we feel like that's pretty good, because it's going to be 2 troublesome journeys. I think that's fine. I think that's a milestone each time. Go there, get the stuff, come back. That's bring us at 9, fix the gate. Fix the gate. I think that's a good idea. We're literally doing stronghold management. We're in the part in Dragon Age when you're just like so fucking far up that you're like, yes, build a stables over there. I've never gotten to experience this in a character, kind of. I mean, we're being very proactive about it in going. I don't think, because I technically could send dudes on this quest, but I don't know what move that would be. And they're making it. I think it's an Oracle move. It's like, do they make it back okay? Unlikely. That would be it. That would be it. It would be an Oracle move. I would leave it up to fate. And then I wouldn't get any XP, and that would suck. And then I'd have a bunch of dead guys, and I'd probably have to pay the price kind of situation. So yeah, we're going to fix the gate. Let's swear that vow. Let's swear that vow with only like 20 minutes left. I did so much exposition. We'll get another session in when we do these. I'm thinking Friday we're going to start with boss, and then maybe we'll touch on these. I've kind of almost wanted to do an episode where we get a touch on everybody a little bit. But we'll probably do mostly boss. And maybe a Saturday game to touch more on these. But exposition is necessary. So let's make a move. Let's make the first move of this guy's journey here. Swear a vow. Give me a swear the vow. Yeah, if you make this vow to a person or community from which you hold, whom you share a bond, add +1. I have both. I don't know if I get to roll both. That's a good question to ask. I'm gonna ask that in the Discord. I'm gonna take that now because I want it. Because I'm making the vow to Kieran. I mean, Kieran's here. If you make this vow to, I'm not really making it to Kieran. I'm not making it to him. I'm making it to the gate to fix the fucking Red Watch gate. It's to the gate. So we're rolling with heart, of which we have 3. We're pretty good with people. And that has to mostly do with our reputation, our ability to command and lead. We're very aggressive heart. I don't trust them. Yeah, I know. It's hard to trust them. I mean, they were dicks to me at first, 100%. But let's swear a vow. We're swearing with our heart. We're adding +1. Oh, wait. Yay! I got a 6. Holy crap. Nice. I take 2 momentum. That's amazing. Yeah, I know exactly what needs to be done. I've been to this place. Yeah, I'm emboldened. It's clear what I must do next. I fix the fucking cart. I get it fucking good to go. Iron vow sealed. It's just like Ikram with a wrench. He's like got some of his armor off. He's just like turning a big fucking wrench. I've got fucking Tamura behind me, and I turn it, and I say, "All right, heat the metal, girl," and she just lets a little bit of fire just come out of her wyvern mouth, and it heats the metal. And I turn it that extra bit to like seal the bolt. Just. And I just sort of like put a hand on her side, just say,
"At least you're competent."
And like the rest of the watch is just like watching me, like look at it, like good job in the cart. Yeah. He's just like, I'm literally Mulaning these guys. I'm gonna make a man out of you, kind of situation. Like I need to train these boys. He's not wrong. No. Tamura is extremely competent. She does 3 harm on a hit, and if she hits strong, that's 3 + 1. Tamura's very strong. She killed man. She almost killed me. So we take some momentum. I get this fucking cart moving, ready to go, and we hit the goddamn road.
Fucking do everything, don't I?
And I get up, and I think this is my first like point of leadership, and I've got three men here. I don't know what their names are. I don't think Kynan. I think Kynan's one of them, or not Kynan. Kairu. The one, Ku, is one of them. I'm definitely bringing the one competent, but I take 2 of the weaker ones because I need them to. They're like, why me? And it's like,
we'll see.
And I get them kind of lined up, and I like explain the situation. And I'm just like,
listen, and listen well. If you don't, you might be a corpse out there in the fucking Vales, okay? We are making our way across some of the most dangerous terrain in all the Ironlands. Maybe not as dangerous as what's beyond this gate, but damn near it. There's a horde of undead out there that would love to rip the flesh from your bone. Now we're lucky in that it's a short journey, one I've done before. It should be quick, it should be easy, it should be simple. I want perfection from each of you. Obedience from each of you. If I give an order, you listen to it, and assume that if you break that order, you are forfeiting your life.
And I'm like super fucking serious about this shit. Like, they need to listen to me and just say,
You're gonna move when I say move. You're gonna duck when I say duck. You're gonna learn to be proper soldiers with proper leadership.
and they're just like, yes, sir. Got the situation. Boss has entered the chat. Oh, you carry my bags. I think I should compel. I feel like I should compel. I've made enough out of this that I should compel and I'll take like a bonus to it because it's a bond. I have a bond with these people. They know me. I think I'm compelling them like, you are going to listen to me. And if this goes poorly, one of them is going to be like, oh yeah, we'll see how tough guy. I'm losing these dudes out here. So I wish it was, it's iron. It's 100% iron. I'm compelling with iron. I'm intimidating. I'm taking a bonus. Yeah. Okay. They're shaking in their fucking boots. It is a +1 momentum, which will max me out because my max is 9 because of my wound. But that's awesome. Yeah. They're just like, and like fucking, and the best thing is the two are just like, oh god, I'm gonna, and KU's just like immediately like shining under the pressure, like he's been waiting for a leader, and he's just, he's looking like,
Yeah, no, absolutely, yes, sir.
and he's just like, fucking, yeah,
Understood, sir.
and fucking KU, I'm gonna captain this guy straight up. He's going to be a leader. I will if they've given me authority already. So yeah, we're gonna make our way across these lands here. Undertake a journey, and we are using our wits, which is very good, very smart. We keep this one. Yeah, we keep in this one exactly. Yeah, KU is a possibility of getting another companion. It's the only one I can see for him yet. But let's start the journey. Let's see if we can make it before we have to close in a few. We'll have to close in like 9:45. We'll be closing. I'm on Eastern time, so that'll be like 10-15 minutes. Okay, so wits. I am taking off from a place that I'm familiar with, of which I share a bond, so I get 1 to the initial roll. Fucking strong hits. It's so good. I love it. So yeah, we bust forward. I'm just gonna mark progress. I don't need momentum in this situation. We're just gonna mark progress. This might not be that hard, honestly. Like, we might just, so yeah, we would see, let's pause this. Yeah. Where it is here. Just want some different music. Yeah. We're taking off on the trail. We leave the gates. We go over the drawbridge, and we leave the gates, and they close behind us. The two are probably just like shaking their boots, kind of thing, like just gotta survive. Like, they haven't gone out the gates in a long time, ever since the horde started forming. And we got the cart behind us, and of course, we have to hitch. They don't have any beasts of burden. All their horses are dead. They had to eat them. Unfortunately, the beast of burden is my girl. I probably say just like,
Listen, I know it's beneath you, but we need to get this cart. You're better than any fucking horse.
I think she's just like I don't know if I have to do a bond thing with her. I think she's not happy about it. I think if things get rough, I'll have to do a bond, like, to keep her on the cart. But I think I got my dragon on the cart. I was about to say we found a use for the two. Yeah, exactly. So she's got the cart. Or we find a use for the two to carry the cart. I think that's the situation. I think that's one of the threats. It's just like,
We're going over valleys, mountains. This is rough terrain. Now, tomorrow's a beast of great strength, and I've managed to convince her to carry it. But if for any reason she's uncomfortable, know that I care a hell of a lot more about her than I do about you guys. So you'll be carrying the fucking cart if she's uncomfortable, or perhaps if you act up.
and yeah, that's a part of it. They're like, oh god, I do not want to carry the cart. So, two situations. They know. Tenuous. I'm laying a very intimidating command. Yeah, we're undertaking a journey with a strong hit. Let's get some details of like what we're moving past. I love detailing the oracles of location descriptors and just sort of getting into like what they are. Let's, instead of using a location, because I have a feeling we know what kind of locations we're getting into, not Shattered Wastes, Veiled Mountains. Yeah, we know what kind of locations we're touching with Veiled Mountains. So we'll see if this gives us any kind of inspiration as to like what area we're moving through, like what milestone we kind of reach here. Dense. The snow is packed up. So there was a blizzard here when I initially came through, and I think we're cutting through the snows. When I came in through, I had to sort of beat back the blizzard kind of situation. Me and Tamora had a very like tenuous situation happen where she took all my food and we separated, and it wasn't good. But she came back with more food, and it made our bond stronger. It was very sweet. But the snows poured in and that. So I think we're making our way through just heavy fucking snows. The cart takes some time. Like I was like,
All right, get back there and push the thing. Don't make me have to do it for you.
and I just got my axe in my hand, moving forward. He fucking like has it just one hand. Axe is always out.
We can't stand still. We have to keep moving. There won't be any camps made.
And yeah, there will not. We won't camp unless we absolutely have to. Like, we are planning on no camps. So we push through, take that momentum. We get past the overall snows. It was mostly blizzarding to the north here, and we push further north. And I think that milestone is breaking away from the heavy snows and moving forward. So we continue forward. I'm going to attempt to secure an advantage by knowing the path, and hoping for a strong hit because momentum doesn't help me here. Yeah, everything. We'll add 1 to our next roll, and we'll continue pressing forth. My knowledge of the path I had just recently, within the last couple days, gone across would give me enough information to undertake a journey with my wits +1. Yeah, we're just crushing this. We are just only crushing this. It's almost too easy. Trust me, he had a really hard time. I almost didn't make it across this thing. I almost didn't make it across this thing at all. If it was from one side to the other, I'd have marked it up to dangerous. It was dangerous originally. Simple. Yeah, I know the path. We're cutting through. I'm taking command of these men. I'm pushing them forward. What's like the next location we're kind of pressing through? Give me a cool descriptor. Remote. Yeah, we're so far away from the Red Watch Gate right now. We're on cliff edges, so we can see the cart. We get a scene from like a top view of us going over cliff edge. It shears down into like 100 feet, and the cart just barely fits. The men in the back kind of like pushing it. He is in his element, leading his men. He was a general. That was what he was raised to do. He knew as second boy he would take this role, if not Kataka, and he did after Kataka left. And Kataka was probably the general before, but after she left, he took the role to continue there, having some hope that his brother would turn. But he's used to leading men. He's been doing it for the last 5 years. So he will, and he was a soldier before that, under his sister. You know it. He was like a commander. He was some sort of commander. Yeah, he knows the path. He's leading these men. He's cutting through. We're getting into remote areas. We would just see just sort of the vast openness of just how empty this place is. And I think emptier still, we see remnants of the pack horde. There are many skeletal footprints on the ground, and just the easy tell of the stench left over, and the area just being sort of just vacant. But I think the stench is old, and I would reassure them.
This is from when I passed through originally and used the horde in my way as a wake. Do not worry. They are probably long from here now, but we should keep moving if they not turn back around and face us.
And fucking KU's probably in the front. He's like looking forward, and I do want to.
What do your elf eyes see?
Kind of situation. He's not an elf, but you know.
What do your Ironlander eyes see?
He's just, yeah, he goes forward. He says, "A path curves. Ikram gets a little narrow. We'll have to be tight with the cart." He says,
Good. All right, keep it tight.
and we just move forward. We're working together. Let me turn this down just a tiny bit. Oh no, that was so epic. Go back. Okay, there we go. Very cool. And yeah, we're gonna go for our last roll here. I don't think I'm going to secure advantage again. I think we're just going to push for the undertake a journey. Using our wits. God, this journey is almost not even worth detailing here. I mean, it is in that it's just a journey. This is very montage. Like, we don't spend a lot of time on the scene. It's like almost small parts and then we're there. So give me a quick location. A cave. It makes sense. We're getting close to the mines. We see caves that they had like kind of like ripped out kind of stuff. Oh no, I clicked location. Give me a descriptor. Protected. Yeah, I know where our milestone is. Let's reach it. Let's make the move to reach. Progress roll. A weak hit. This makes even more sense. We got a 10 that I can't even burn. This makes even more sense. On a weak hit, we reach a waypoint, mark progress, but suffer supply. So yeah, we take a small supply hit. I think in this last bit, the path gets so narrow since we're going through a protected area. I wonder what it is. I think we do, because this place is supposed to be dangerous. Yeah, I think we God, protected, because this is supposed to symbolize the waypoint we've made too, and the fact that we've gotten no, because the weak hit came from the seal. I think it's the supplies of going down that narrow path, and like the wheel may have gotten jacked up and we had to stop and spend some time like putting it back together, and we spent some of my supplies like patching it up. Probably fuck up one of my tools, kind of getting it looking good. A 9, yeah, I know, right? For a 10, that's rough. Super rough. The so yeah, I think we get there, and protected makes me think that something is already here. What is it? Coordinate problem. Coordinate problem. Oh no. So originally I had a quest to go out here to save the miners of Stoneland. I passed through Stoneland and they begged me to go north and return the miners of the mining camp. When I got there, they had already been killed by the pack horde. I was too late. I had to press on. It was very rough. I think in the absence of anyone returning, this is acted. Coordinate problem. I think Stoneland coordinated its problem kind of situation. I didn't return. They sent others. So I think we would see, and God, how did they make it? I think we would enter the camp and we would see that it's occupied. Oh, that difficult. That makes things difficult. Because we've come in here just to scrap supplies. Oh no! Oh no! We arrive, and this is great because I didn't expect this. To my surprise, we arrive, and there's like, let me roll on a thing. This +1. There's 6 guys. There's 6 fucking guys. And they arrived, and they're assessing the damage, and they might have been here already, but when we get here, like they arrived probably the other day or so. So they're probably already like packed in. So when we get in, it's a situation where we make our way up, because the stolen mining camp is actually detailed to be on the yeah, it is a tiny camp that clings to a side of a cliff, almost vertical in make. It's more like a singular path with huts clinging to either side of it precariously. Yeah, we just sort of make the breach up and like see it, and I'm like immediately just like like wide-eyed. So are my men when we see individuals here, like they're still like like we smell something. It's like
I smell something burning. Death.
Ready yourselves. We draw our weapons, and we go up, and we see a burning pile of corpses that have been pulled up onto a pyre, and we see 6 men, armed, fucking ready to go kind of thing, mercenaries who have been sent up by Stoneland, probably by request. Oh, fucker! Probably by request of my father, or not my father, my brother from Stoneland. These are fucking Lost Home mercenaries. These are Lost Home mercs. Stoneland begged and pleaded and cried and said, "We can't get any of the mining supplies, and your brother came through, and you need to send help." And my brother's just like, "Well, I do need those mining supplies for my wall, and that's important." And it's like, "Oh, Captain, my brother didn't help. No, send these mercenaries." Yeah, these are fucking mercenaries from my goddamn brother that Stoneland hired to come up here. And they'll turn and look, and they recognize me. And they say,
"Well, isn't it the fucking general himself?"
And he looks over and they see the watchman.
"Join the watch, did you?"
And I just look at them and I just, eyes pierce.
"Lost Homers. Fuck."
And yeah, that's where we're gonna leave off. Oh, we made a milestone. We've reached it. No, I have to deal with my brother's ilk. I'm gonna have to kill these guys. If they try to do anything, man, god damn it. This is a troublesome quest. They're not tough. They're not tough guys. Like, these are maybe formidable at the very most. I can murder these guys. And I have buddies helping me, so they be down a tick. Like, these are like raiders. Like, I could handle these guys. It was going a little too easy anyway. It was. This is interesting. It's protected. I love this. Oh my god. I might have to deal with them. So, like, these are men who know who I am. They're part of I mean, it's Lost Home. I'm one of the princes. My brother's king, or Lord Protector rather, of Lost Home. I'm pretty notable, and it's big guy. How many half skulls are there? It's just our family. So that'll be fun to come back to. Oh no. Oh jeez. That's perfect though. That's so perfect. A little less intense, obviously. A little more story stuff, but a little less intense than our other one. But matters how this goes. They might just be like, you know, your brother put... Oh, God. I bet there's a warrant out for me now. But my brother put a price on my head to be like, this man has abandoned his people. He's gone to... He's gone to Stoneland and forsook... Because I had to forsake it. He has forsaken an iron vow to our people. He must be taken into custody. I think I might have to fight these guys. But he was banished. He was banished. But when he left, he went to Stoneland. They knew who he was, begged for help to the mining camp, went there, they were already dead, and I had to forsake my first vow and leave. And if Stoneland found that out, and like, the Ikram forsook his vow, and they cried to my brother, and he sent mercenaries, like, forsaking a vow is a big deal. He might be like, oh, my brother forsook a vow, like, he should be in prison. Like, maybe he's just like, my brother's a fucking Dante. Like, he wants to, he's a... I don't know if Dante is the right word. My brother is very vengeful. He loves luxuries. He's gonna be very like, he's the kind like, you're banished, and he expects me to like stay, and he's like, did he really leave? What? And it's just like, and he's like, yeah, it's very spoiled, and he's just like, nobody leaves, and it's like, yeah, he probably would take this excuse like, he has forsaken an iron vow. Take him in, like. These men might try to take me in. I'm gonna write the summary later, but I'm going to make sure I note that in here, so I know where I'm leaving off at. That's gonna be a perfect note for coming back, which is the men at the mercenaries at Stoneland Mining Camp. Mercenaries at Stoneland Mining Camp probably want my bounty. Forsakes a vow. So you have chosen death then. Or imprisonment. He probably just wants me back. Because he's probably pissed off that his sister left his side, that I left his side. He wants to be like proven right. Like, no, you failed to go to the north. You were captured by my men. You never would have made it anyway. Like, Like, that would be the situation. Like, make an example out of me kind of thing. Fuck him, man. Brother sucks. I hate this guy. Fucking Abram. Session 4, and that is journal. Very cool. So, that was fun. Journal. Very cool. Alright. Yeah, and I'll fill that out later. Just to remind myself. He was such a good kid. What happened? Yeah, I don't know. we were pretty good growing up. Like, we were doing okay. I think just the Ironlands happened. They're rough, man. They're rough. Unless you're saying that's what he's saying about Ikram. But yeah, I think Abram's descent into wanting to go back to the old world definitely has to do with just seeing the strife of this new world and not being willing to accept it. So yeah, he wasn't raised very well. All right. Well, I think we're good. I think that's the whole kit and caboodle. I have to go. I have to go pick up my wife from work, so I gotta take off. This was a blast. Thanks for joining me, Pig. I super appreciate it. And anybody else who stopped by, and if you're watching the VOD later on, I super appreciate you from the Ironsworn Discord. Hey, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Very cool. Yeah, next time we'll stream will be Friday. It'll be probably more Ironsworn as I planned. Unless it cancels for any reason, it shouldn't. Should be good. You'll see about that in the Twitter, which is below on this page. I always Twitter updates of cancellations or time changes or whatever. Very cool. Yeah, the Twitter entry thing in my Twitch is actually really nice to be able to just plug it right there for people who don't use it. Yeah, we'll play on Friday. Should be fun. We'll figure out what's going on with Boss. Peace to you. Take care, Pig. Yeah, that's everything. All right. Well, take care. Have a good one. I will see you soon. Peace. Bye.